Coming up on Don't Lift Off.
My dad had a 2.8 Capri for a while.
Nice.
2.8 injection Capri. Yeah. That was really good at drifting, that car.
Proper.
I used to go out at night in that. I used to, in the winter normally when the roads are a bit greasy, I'd go to bed, set my alarm and then get up at like 2 a.m.
Really? This was actually set it as an event?
And just to go drifting, yeah. They were towing people on
milk
trays. Canteen like dinner trays.
No way.
Out the back, so they open the hatchback and they're towing them around brands on trays. Like, and obviously the person on the tray oversteers like hell on the ice.
Yeah.
They were racing with people on trays on the back, and he sees Stagey Main come past with his backside hanging out of the car like that with full lock on. When he came out the corner, he couldn't get the lock off because his hand was behind his knee like that, because it was obviously quite a tight bit like that. And the car kept turning and smashed into the barrier on the inside. It was at Silverstone, and I'd been on top most of the day. We'd been going like this, and then he pipped me, and then his engineer tried to stop my guy from putting new tyres on at like 10 to 5.
Right.
Because he'd just gone quicker. And then I'm going to get in the car, and I've got no gloves. Couldn't find my gloves. Eddie had hidden my gloves to stop me, because it's now past 10 to 5, so like he's on top and we've got 10 minutes left, and he hid my gloves. So I'm strapped down in the back like this, I can't move, and I'm telling him how to get to them. Do we go back that way or do it? Oh, I don't know, do we go around it? So I'm telling the quickest way is just straight down the middle of the runway, and I can't point. I'm trying to point, I've got my hand like this strapped down, because I've got me strapped. By the way, why am I strapped down?
Welcome back to Don't Lift Off. So today I'm on my way down to see a real industry legend. He's one of the fastest, funniest and most well-respected guys in British motorsport, or international motorsport for that matter. Kelvin Burt. Now Kelvin is anyone who's watched motorsport from the 1990s onwards will have heard of Kelvin Burt. He's been a prolific race winner and at the sharp end of just about every championship he's ever been involved with. So from Formula Ford in the late 1980s, he was David Coulthard's main rival in Formula Ford 1600. And he moved on to Formula Vauxhall Lotus, as it was known. He dominated the championship in, I think that was 1991. Took 7 wins and 7 lap records apparently. And then moved on to Formula 3 and dominated the 1993 Formula 3 championship, racing against Oliver Gavin. It was a really interesting championship battle, and a battle when they had to change chassis halfway through the year. And then became a test driver for Formula 1 with Jordan, and he test drove a Williams as well as part of I think it was a prize for winning Club Driver of the Year. What would that have been, 1993? So he tested a Williams, like one of the proper active suspension Williams back in the day. But then when things didn't quite work out in Formula 1, he moved on to touring cars. So he raced with Andy Rouse Racing in a Ford Mondeo. I think he won with that as well. And then moving on to racing a Volvo. Again, when a Volvo wasn't really a fancied championship fast car, and him and Rickard Rydell used to get some mega performances out of those cars. And then he forged a big career out in Japan, racing in touring cars in Japan and GTs, and racing at Macau. He raced at Macau in F3 as well, got on the podium out there, and then came back over to the UK and was GT Open champion, and then was an FIA GT driver with Ferrari, I think at Le Mans. I think he got on the podium at Le Mans with people like Darren Turner, Anthony Davison. So he's got a huge background in motorsport, and ran his own team for a short while, and then nowadays he's a coach, and he coaches the same team that I do a little bit of work for, Garage 59, and they won it outright at Barcelona at the weekend with Kelvin coaching as well. So congratulations to those guys. And so I'm really privileged to be going down and seeing Kelv today. I've worked with him on a a couple of times on various manufacturers over the years. I actually met Kelvin, fun enough, at the track I'm just about to drive past, actually, at Silverstone in 1993. And I hope he'll forgive me for retelling this story. I've told it a couple of times, and he won't have to squirm whilst listening through that while I'm recalling it in front of him once again. But so me and my brother were given 2 tickets to Silverstone, to an event at Silverstone, and it was an event organised by Jackie Stewart in aid of the Grand Prix Mechanics Charitable Trust. So it was a charity event. It was 120 quid a ticket. There was only 300 tickets sold. It was actually on October the 6th. I've managed to find it on Wikipedia. And it was basically to do passenger rides with all of the international racing drivers of the day, the very best international racing drivers of the day. And it was like a who's who of international motorsport that were there. The only 3 names in 1993 that weren't there was Ayrton Senna, who was still alive then, and but he did donate a trophy to the Formula Finesse contest. Alan Prost, I'm not really sure why he wasn't there, and Nigel Mansell, who was still in the States, having gone over to IndyCars, but everyone else was there. So I'm talking like the likes of Michael Schumacher, who was at Benetton, had just won a race at Benetton, front runner, obviously in Formula One then. Not that he ever was not a Formula One front runner. Mika Hakkinen. So him and Hakkinen, Schumacher and Hakkinen, were just fields apart from anyone else on that day. They would just cross the grass, like fully lit sideways. In Escort Cosworths, as was David Coulthard, as was Paul Stewart. Not that we'll mention that Paul Stewart shunted at Beckett's. Oh, sorry, just did. It's actually a good comedy moment during the red flag for that incident that Damon Hill was out in a Renault 19 of all things. It was probably a Renault Sport 19, I'm guessing. And I just remember, I've got a photo of people piling into his car. I think it's like Hakkinen and a few others just piling in. There was like I don't know, 6 or 7 people piling into this Renault 19. Randomly, we were actually out on circuit at that point in time with Pedro Lamy, and Pedro saw the accident in his rearview mirror, did a U-turn on the grass, obviously under red flags, and drove up to see whether he could help. Anyway, no one was hurt, but it was a very interesting day. Alex Zanardi was there, Johnny Herbert, Jackie Stewart, obviously, John Watson. It was just, everyone was there. Anyway, so there were big queues for all the main Grand Prix drivers at the day. Now, as we walked down the pit lane, I could clock this. I clocked this Peugeot 309 GTI that was in Silverstone livery that was at the end of the pit lane, and it had the name Burt on the side, and I was like, I know who that is. Of course, I was a avid reader. I was racing in karts. I was just winning races in a local club championship at Shennington, and of course, I was a big reader of Autosport, and so I knew who Kelvin Burt was, and that he was the reigning British F3 champion that he just won that year. So me and my brother were Kelvin's first Billies of the day for that event. So anyway, not that it was particularly memorable, I'm sure, for Kelvin, but it certainly was for us to see him fully nailed into Maggots Beckett's on his first lap. And I thought I could drive a car and a go-kart at that time, and I was just like, Jesus, this is fast. Anyway, so I'm absolutely privileged to be seeing Kelvin today, and hopefully to learn a little bit more about his racing career. He's a funny geezer. I've worked with him a couple of times. He's just a funny guy, really nice guy. I know his brother Gary a lot better because I worked with Gary at Silverstone, and a top geezer as well. Proper sound as a pound, salt of the earth, came up the hard way, didn't have family money and made a big career in motorsport. So I'm absolutely privileged to call both of them mates, and I'm really looking forward to the conversation. Of course, if you can like and subscribe, I'll be able to bring more of these to you. And if you enjoyed this, please share it with your mates, share it on any groups that you know, and get the word out. But I hope to bring some more diamonds of British motorsport onto the podcast in the future. All right, enjoy the conversation.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks
Cheers.
for
No
doing this, mate.
Yeah,
It's good to see you again.
You too. Yeah.
I can do the official stuff now.
Can't remember the last time I saw you.
I think we were on it's probably a McLaren job. It was where were we? We were
haven't
down.
done a McLaren job since 2017. It wasn't that long ago.
I reckon that's what it could
Thruxton.
have been. No, we were out for a meal with them. It was like a team meal. I don't know where we were though. I want to say it was like Dunsfold or something like that.
Did you do a job for Fulvio?
Yeah. Was that what it was?
Last year or the year before?
Was that what it was?
Bedford, in Bedford.
Yeah, that's what it was then.
That was a Fulvio job.
Right,
Didn't do anything for him this year.
That's it. I need to give him a shout actually, just to see what he's up to. Occasionally he gives me
Couldn't. She sent some stuff out, but it clashed with. Yeah.
So tell me about your career, because it's funny. I dug this old photo out. Where was that?
That's
That was
Snetterton. Look at the fog.
Yeah.
Snetterton. It's quite a good colour actually for an old
Yeah.
picture. So that's where they used to do the Jim Russell course.
Yeah.
And that's Jim standing next to the car.
Jim.
Sadly, Jim Russell.
Jim Russell.
In fact, Jim
is
Russell
it?
next to
Okay.
the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never seen what he
Sadly
looks
passed
like.
away a couple of years ago.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So he's the man. They found a lot of drivers at school. A lot of people who went on to do a career were founded in that race school.
Pratt, he did that as well, didn't he, back in the day?
So that's where I met John Pratt and Anthony Reid. They were the chief instructors at that course when they did.
Were
the course.
they?
Yeah, they were the chief instructors.
That's funny. I need to get those boys on. You need to, if you're doing a podcast with Patty, he's got to come on with Reedy.
Yeah,
it's like a combination.
Double act, yeah. It was the same then. Double act, just digging at each other.
Yeah.
And the other one's John Kirkpatrick, who managed it, who was the chief instructor, and he managed it.
And then he carried on with it after Jim.
Jim stepped back. In fact, I didn't remember Jim being there that often, but he's obviously there then.
There's a good photo of that
like
actually.
it's
It's proper
quite
old school.
clear, isn't it?
How old were you there then?
78 Van Diemen, that is.
Really?
17 or 18? 18
Right.
maybe.
Was that your first thing that you'd done? Had
Yeah.
you done?
Yeah. I went to the school, yeah. So they used to run like a trial lesson that was 100 quid, maybe 50 quid, 100 quid.
Right.
And the best one on the trial lesson got a free 1 week lesson. And at the end of the 1 week lesson, you did your first race.
That's a good idea.
So you were there for a week. Yeah, that was what was so good about it. You were there for a week and you did your first ever race. So you could literally go from the street on Monday and you were doing a race on Saturday, the races used to be.
Nice.
And I couldn't afford to do the course. It was 1,000 quid or 1,100 quid, something like that.
Right.
The trial lesson was £99.
Right.
Or 50, but it might even have been 50. Let's say it's £100 anyway. And
Right.
the best one got a free course, so
And you
I got the
to be
course for free,
amazing.
and I won the race. So that was the start of it. Then the start of the inevitable snowball. Yeah.
What made you sort of start to do it then? Because I spoke to your brother Gaz. He said your old man was nuts on the road and you were worse.
Did he?
Yeah, that's basically what he said. Yeah, my old man was nuts, and he actually said Kev was worse. I was like, you got another brother, Kev?
No, they used to call me Kev.
Oh, is that right? That's funny.
To wind me up. I used to go out drifting, yeah, before drifting existed, to be honest.
What would that have been in? What car?
The best one that we had, my dad had a 2.8 Capri for a while.
Nice.
2.8 injection Capri. That was really good at drifting, that car.
Proper.
So I used to go out at night in that. I used to, in the winter normally when the roads are a bit greasy, I go to bed, set my alarm, and I'd get up at like 2 a.m.
Really?
and
This
go
was
out
actually
just to
set
go-
it as an
just to
event.
go- yeah, and just to go drifting, yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. Around Tamworth where we live, so there's a big industrial area and it's all like Milton Keynes, dual carriageways with roundabouts, so quite wide because it's dual carriageways, so you could do big drifts and then you're in.
There's a ring road round Tamworth. So it's called, my mate Stu Ratcliffe, who I raced in the Lotus with, he got some stickers made up called Tamworth Ring, made in the same style as Nürburgring, and we plastered them all over the various
it's the time
signs
around the ring road. Yeah.
the various signs at like Spa and Nürburgring.
So those roads that you're talking about didn't exist then.
Right.
So the the main dual carriageway was in a more concentrated area, but it's all industrial areas. So it's just like Milton Keynes, square, like grid pattern, square roads, you know,
Right,
like America is, but big islands, so you can do like third gear slides. And you go out at night, you've got the whole, because it's dual carriageway, it's quite wide, so you can do big drifts then. I suppose that's where I learnt to control the car.
Yeah.
And then we used to go out also with my mates. Loads of us who all had like scramblers and dirt bikes. We'd go out rallying in cars on like Christmas Day or Boxing, whenever the coppers aren't around. New Year's Day. And we'd go off road, like just to old quarries and stuff. Set up like a rallycross track and just
mess
go
around
all day, just going around here.
Just practice.
Wreck the cars.
Yeah.
Wreck the cars. I remember the battery coming off once because we're basically rallying and like rally crossing, and the battery obviously wasn't strapped down properly.
Yeah.
I didn't know because it's under the bonnet, but it's been flapping around and it's just the contact leads are holding it on.
No way.
And it knocked the top off. We're talking about old cars here. An old bit of the ignition that used to connect
onto the coil or something.
But it was the thing that needed to connect the plus with the minus to start it. But it was part of the starter motor.
Right.
Before electronic ignitions, anyway. It was fine while we were running. Anyway, switched it off, went to switch it back on, and it's dead. Nothing, didn't even turn over because it's not engaging the starter. And we lifted the bonnet, and the top was smashed off this bit, whatever it's called, and the battery was hanging down. Still hanging on the plus and minus cables because it had been basically just flapping around in the engine bay.
Did you manage to get back out?
That was a Cortina, yeah. So somebody knew you had to short across, so you basically put a screwdriver across the two contacts and it started.
Get it started.
Yeah.
Funny. Because your old man was he like a bit of a club racer, and he did a bit of bike racing?
He
I
raced.
swear in my mind there's a picture of him somewhere that I can't remember if it was you or Gaz that had sent me. That it was a picture.
Yeah, Gary's.
I think it was when not long after he passed away.
Gary's got some pictures of him on bikes. It'd be black and white, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it'd be the end of the 60s. He raced Italian 125 bikes, which was where our first sort of the birth of our travelling to Italy went, because he used to go and buy the bikes there and go and get the bits.
Right. Okay.
But he raced bikes because he couldn't afford cars because it was cheaper. Basically.
Right. Yeah.
That's why he did that.
It still is relatively cheap. It's like you get a lot of people that teams go to the Isle of Man and just like cars, like a van, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Load up and go and do it.
Yeah. So he did bikes for a while. I can't remember it. It started before I was born and went through the period where I was born. So I think Mum's got another photo of me sitting on the seat of one of his bikes, and I'm probably that big.
Really?
Can't remember it, obviously. I'm a little baby.
Yeah, I suppose you get the bug for it then, though.
And then he did a bit of road rallying. Remember when that was the thing, road rallying?
It came back
in Wales.
It came back. It's funny, I was talking about this on my last podcast, because Ed Peed and Mike Vergers and Robin Liddell.
And Bennett did it.
Phil Bennett,
that's right.
They all used to go out and do these road rallies when we were all instructing.
That's
and it was like, that sounds quite cool.
You're right now. I've seen pictures of Phil.
Yeah, and they'd also do like a 205, and they'd just like, you'd get the mud guards on it, and, you know, not like, they weren't like super
Were the roads still open, or did they close?
I don't know, actually.
Because in the 70s and 80s, it used to be open roads. So
really?
Mainly took place at night, And obviously there were a lot of accidents with innocent motorists. Because they didn't close the road. You did, and it was a navigation rally.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, all right. Navigation with no stopwatch involved whatsoever.
Yeah, no. I did stopwatches down here.
Yeah. Like timing on a track day.
And I think my dad did that in a Capri. He always had Capris, and I think he did it in a car on hire purchase. I think he hire purchased a car to do road rallying. I don't know how it ended up, whether they got it back or whether he wrote it off or
a way of doing the event.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
It's like getting a hire car to go and do a track day. It's always dangerous. That is. The rocks up with an Avis logo or something in the corner.
I can't remember who it was. There was a guy got caught. Somebody had been to a race meeting, or it's somebody I encountered at a race meeting, and he'd done a track day in a rental car,
right?
And taken it back to Heathrow. I think he was American, and he got a £2,000 surcharge for track use.
Oh, really?
He said, I haven't been on a track, and they picked up the laptop and showed him, and it was going around Brands Hatch like 100 times around Brands Hatch. He didn't know it had a tracker.
GPS,
He didn't know it had a tracker on the car.
Yeah, you've got to be so careful.
Yeah.
So what took you to do the Jim Russell thing? You just booked yourself in? Was this completely off your own back?
So yeah, that was yeah. So in between that, we used to go on holiday to Italy every year, and they had a pay-as-you-go go-kart track there. So
right.
I had to go on that when I was 13 or 14 and loved it, and I could do it and passed everyone, probably only because I was lighter than all the blokes. You were supposed to be 16 to go on it, but
right.
because we went there every night and my dad was on it and we were spending money, they let me have a go. And I could do it and I loved it. So ever since then I started getting interested in Formula One and watching Grand Prix, and then I wanted to do some racing, but we didn't have any money. So thankfully, Mr. Jim Russell, that was the easy way to get yourself on the track. Yeah.
And so how did that lead into, I think I've got a few more shots here of getting into Formula 4.
That's not me.
That's funny that it's not you. Is that, that looks like
Gilles de Ferran.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny. Maybe it's that next picture then. Well, that's certainly you, yeah. Yeah. So how did you get into that? What years was that then?
There's a bit missing out. So...
No, that's the same sort
all
of year.
Formula
though,
Ford,
isn't it?
yeah. So there was another
Formula
scholarship.
First? You do Formula
Graham
First?
Glue ran a scholarship, yeah.
Right,
so
okay.
another race school called Team Turaco, Graham Glue ran a scholarship. Same deal. Come and have a go for £100. If you're quite good.
Yeah, we are, but you can. I can always cut stuff out. It's not a problem.
Oh, okay.
How is it going?
Do
Do you
you want
want
us to poke the fire?
Yeah.
I said it on purpose.
You all right? No problem. Can you get through? You all right? Oh, right. So, what is that? A scholarship, was it? Again?
Yeah, same thing.
Right.
Cheap to have a go, except this time the prize was the whole season.
Right. And won that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I had my first whole season, first ever proper racing, was free.
Really?
Or cost me £300 or whatever it was to get through there.
So what year was that then? So it was late 80s, was it?
87.
87?
Yeah.
And who was the main people that you were up against in the championship?
Ben
then?
Edwards,
Okay,
Eugene O'Brien won it.
Yeah.
Chris Goodwin was in it, I think. Pretty sure he was.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Chris Goodwin was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get on?
So I had it third or fourth.
Right, okay.
The end, I think.
So it was somewhere near the sharp end.
Third or fourth.
Did you gradually
definitely
get better
in the top
through the
four.
year?
Yeah, and I won a couple of races. I was definitely in the top four. Third or fourth, can't remember which.
That was a good little championship back
Edwards
in the day,
and
wasn't
O'Brien walked it. They were head and shoulders. Yeah. Especially O'Brien was much more experienced than.
I was going to say was that they
he
have
was
more
old-
experience.
He was older and he was more experienced. Yeah. And you had to cheat on the cars, which a lot didn't work out till later on.
Right. Okay.
Cars were
Right. Yeah. They were old Fiesta XR2.
transverse engine
yeah.
with synchromesh gearbox.
We used to have them as the fleet of single seaters at Silverstone. Back at they were the first cars. Yeah. They were quite good for skid control cars actually. If you stuck crap tyres on the back of them, you could they're just dead because they're dead lightweight steering, aren't they, for a single seater?
Where did they have XR3s was Brands and Cadwell and Oulton when they had XR3s. So Gary Ayles used to work. There's some great stories from Brands Hatch School.
Yeah.
I never worked there. Well, didn't live around there, but
I need to get some of them on there. I had Si Hill on the podcast, but it's funny when I had him on. Carl Jones said to me, "Why didn't you get him talking about the race school stuff?" I was like, "Right, okay, I need to get." It's almost like you need the whole clan on there just to get the story.
I mean, we used to do similar, but some of the stuff they did. So they were, and we did this as well. So you'd come on winter days for a day, and it's all frosted.
Yeah.
Didn't salt the track.
Yeah, so you'd have to go out and thaw the track.
Yeah, so they're all going around in the school cars, and they were towing people on
milk
trays. Canteen like dinner trays.
No way.
Out the back, so they open the hatchback and they're towing them around Brands on trays, and obviously the person on the tray oversteers like hell on the ice.
Yeah.
They were racing with people on trays on the back.
Oh my God.
There's a brilliant story about Tim Jones Is it Tim Jones? No, Dave Germain. Dave Germain.
Big D.
You know this story.
No, I don't know Dave Germain, but I know that he's called Big D, and I know about. Is this the?
When he,
yeah.
got his arse out
Tell
the
it.
window,
Tell it anyway. Tell it anyway. Yeah.
So the instructors are placed around the circuit, which is the same as we did it at Jim Russell.
Yeah.
And then to go out, you go out to your point in one of the escorts. So you take a car out of the pits, go round to your clearways, Paddock Hill, wherever it may be. So Dave Germain's been planning. I'm going to do a Mooney,
looking for an opportunity
to Tim Jones, Brian's son, who's at Druids, and he'd been practicing because obviously you can't walk down the pit lane with your trousers. So he'd been practicing getting his trousers down in the car, getting around the lap, and then getting his backside out of the window. So he's perfected it. He was doing it during lunch break, practicing. So he's perfected the technique. It comes to the day to do it. Comes out of the pits, down paddock, undoes his overalls, puts the window down, gets his backside out on the side of the door, and gets up to Druids and turn right. Tim Jones is on the inside, and he sees Dave Germain come past with his backside hanging out of the car like that with full lock on. When he came out the corner, he couldn't get the lock off because his hand was behind his knee like that, because it was obviously quite a tight fit like that. And the car kept turning and smashed into the barrier on the inside of the exit of Druids, and he flew not into the car, not out of the car, but down into the passenger footwell. So when they all ran up to see if he was all right, he's in the passenger footwell trying to pull his trousers up. So they all thought it was a fantastic story, and it is a fantastic story, but they had to sack him. So he sort of got put on probation for a bit. He couldn't work at the school for 2 or 3 months. But 30 years later, they still talk about the story.
It's funny, that story, I'd heard that before, and the Don't Lift Off, that originally I used to have a website called don'tlift.com. And
right.
That story was on the don'tlift.com,
right.
so I kind of heard it before, but I hadn't heard the full detail of it.
Yeah. Great.
That's funny.
Good old days when you used to be able to get away with stuff like that.
I think they do
More or
nowadays,
less.
but it's like you've got a lot of CCTV
It's
and you've got
much
in-car
harder.
cameras and...
Much harder to get away with stuff like that now.
So how did when you went into Formula Ford proper, how did that all come about then? Did you manage to get a sponsor or what?
No, so the end of the free season with first time racing. Oh God.
The first time
Start again. No, I used to work for them at that time. So the end of the free season with Team Tyrrell finished, and I'd got no money to go again, so didn't do anything. The season started, and I went to the Thruxton Easter meeting. You remember that meeting where they used to have Formula 2 and Formula 3, European Formula 2?
Right. Okay.
It was a big meeting. Still is a big meeting, but it's not Formula 2 anymore. And there was a Formula Ford junior race, and I was stood at the complex watching the race, and I thought, these people are rubbish. None of these can drive. So I went in the paddock and just went round the teams and had a look at which team looked the best, and it was Jonathan Lewis. So I went up to him and said who I was. He said, "Yeah, we've got a spare car. Come see me in Harrogate." So I went up.
Oh, is that where he's based?
Harrogate,
right.
Yeah. Quite a long drive. Went up there, and he was happy to rent me the spare car. I can still remember it. £1,000 a weekend. You have to get it there, and you have to mechanic it. So.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
had to trailer it there, did you?
Yeah.
Right.
So I hadn't got a trailer. My mum had got a car with a tow bar. I borrowed my Uncle Ken's trailer. So I used to drive to my uncle's house, pick up the trailer with my mum's car, drive to Harrogate, and then put the car in the trailer and go to wherever the race was. And I had to just pay a jobbing mechanic to come on the weekend.
Right.
It was £1,000 a go.
Did they have like an awning or anything like that? Could you run and get some of the engineering or anything?
Their awning was full.
Really?
So we got wet if it was raining.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did that
we
go?
did it. All right. I think he'd got 4 drivers in the team. Yeah, he'd got 4 other drivers, so that's why the awning was full. He got 4 fully paid drivers.
Right.
I was the quickest one straight away, and then won a race that year. at Mallory Park quite early on.
Is this 88?
88, yeah.
Right,
No,
okay.
none of his drivers had won, and then he fell out with one of the guys from London, and he left. So then I'm in the main team then, so I didn't have to borrow the trailer and go and pick up the car because he got rid of one of them. And the team was sponsored by Mobile, so there was a little bit of money around, and we got through to the end of the season with me coaching for Jonathan, decorating his house, working in the workshop, doing
doing whatever
his lawn,
needed doing,
stuff like that.
Yeah, just to make life easier. But he wanted you in there because you were a quick kid that was delivering the goods.
Yeah. So I think we won a few more races, and we did the 2 junior championships. There was Townsend Torreson Junior and P&O Ferries, I think the other one was called.
Okay, yeah.
And then we used to do the local champion of brands champion. Every track you went to would have champion of.
Yeah, your champion of Oulton.
In the big days of Formula Ford. So you'd have champion of Oulton.
And there was a Northwest Championship as well, and a Scottish Championship as well.
Champion of brands was really difficult. There was some fast drivers in that. Chris Goodwin, Chris Cresswell, Gary Ayles. Who drove the... Andrew Guy Johnson was in a Swift. He was always really good at brands.
Was that when Frank Bradley had the team?
They had some good... Was he in Quest? Andrew Guy Johnson was in Quest, which was the car that Johnny Herbert won the festival in.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, so brands was a difficult one to do, results-wise. The others you could generally win.
Was that like classed as the Works Van Diemen team then, was it?
No, not really. That was still the Duckham's team. I think he got maybe 1 free car and bought 2 or 3, something like that, maybe.
You were about to tell me something. You used to.
We used to get a win bonus off Mobile if we won a race. We used to get £500, so we used to go basically winning races to get £500.
Right.
Yeah.
Would that pay for the weekend then?
No, not at all. But
right.
We were there anyway. If we're there for the championship round, we would do the champion of round as well.
Right. So was that a separate race, was it?
Yeah, on the same weekend. Yeah.
I see, yeah.
So we'd do that just to get the win bonus.
Yeah.
We weren't very popular doing that.
It's the same. It's always been like that. I remember in karting, like when you used to do like Super One, you'd always go there the weekend before you did the championship round, just get your hand
to do a local race.
Yeah,
to know the track exactly.
Yeah. It was quite good for your local clubbies because they could then measure themselves against the best people.
That's the right way to look at it instead of getting acidic about.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but at Oulton Park we weren't very popular. So I raced a lot at Oulton. That became my favourite track actually. Oulton. Yeah, we did a lot of races there.
It's a proper old school
difficult
circuit,
track,
isn't it? Yeah. Was that would have been the fast Knickerbrook as well back then?
Yeah,
was it?
exactly. Yeah.
Fast
Knickerbrook. Yeah. So it had the first chicane, but not the second one.
Right. When was that first chicane put in there? So
don't know. Ever since I raced there, so I don't know.
Right, so at least mid-80s.
Yeah.
So you stuck with them for the second year, and that's what we've got the photo of on the screen here. So that is, was that a newer car then?
That's a year later. Yeah, that's the current car. That year, 89, with my Nemesis in front there. So I'm in the second car, and I'm in the second car there as well. That's David Coulthard leading.
Yeah.
He ended up winning the most races that year. So it was basically me or him winning the races.
Was it?
That's Mallory Park, I think, that one.
There's some good footage here.
Castle Coombe,
Castle Coombe, yeah.
So I got the lead. I was 4th on the grid, and I got the lead here, I think, at the first corner. Pretty sure I got a lead. Yeah, I'm leading into the first corner from 4th. I don't know what happened in qualifying. Didn't do very well.
As a proper circuit,
yeah,
back in the day, wasn't it? The old
so this
paddock.
now cuts later, so this isn't the end of the first lap, but he's got the lead back. That's Chris Goodwin, 3rd.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a decent grid as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Were they on slicks or were they like
No, still the treaded
CR65
Dunlop, the tyre that... So, it was a fast track. It was 1 minute 5 a lap. Over 100 average, yeah.
So it was old paddock, so it wasn't the chicane then, and
no,
it would have been
tower,
so it wasn't the second chicane. It was just like fast all the way around.
Thruxton without any chicanes, yeah. It was.
So
I think it was the fastest track at that time.
Was it?
Yeah. Depending on the car, obviously.
I raced it in a Formula Renault in '98. I'd never seen it at all. Went up, qualified 5th. got into the lead accidentally at the start, and then fell off like halfway through the race because I hadn't really dialed into the track. It's quite a good photo of all 4 wheels still in the lead on the grass, all 4 wheels in the air. But yeah.
So the year before, there was a race here, and I don't know why I couldn't do the race, but there's a guy called Rod McLeod who went over to the States. He ended up doing some racing in Mexico, and Jonathan put him in my car for that race. I still don't know why I wasn't there. Anyway, he rolled it out the back into the infield over and over and over and tore the roll hoop off the car. He basically destroyed my car. Right. I wasn't there. I can't remember why I wasn't there, but maybe I'd run out of money for that weekend.
So did they provide you another car?
Yeah, we got another car, yeah. I think Jonathan had 5 cars at that time, so we were okay.
Knew you were fighting for the championship.
Just watching me here still, 1 car length behind Coulthard, but never getting past it. Really? Race. We used to do 10-lap races, and we'd finish 20 seconds in front of 3rd place in 10 laps.
Right.
Or 15 seconds in 10 laps, yeah.
What was DC like as a driver?
Big gap there. This was his first season.
Oh, was it?
Ever since karting, yeah.
And he'd come out of karting, had he?
Yeah, straight in. So, obviously good on that evidence. He's leading, and he won both the championships. Really good, yeah. So,
what car was he in then?
Also Van Diemen.
Van Diemen as well, all right.
Van Diemen,
and who was running that? It wasn't the works team.
David Leslie Senior. David Leslie's dad. Yeah, with David as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So David was racing at the same time, was he then?
No, but he used to come with them. David was racing professionally already, yeah. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, well, no, I wasn't sure if he was...
His dad ran that little team, but David was also there sometimes, yeah.
Well, when we did Vauxhall Junior, there's quite a good video.
Yeah, look at the mullet on that.
DC, young DC.
Look how young he looks.
Yeah.
Another win. Virtually unbeaten.
You still see the Hayton Coulthard
trucks.
transporters
truck company,
up and down
Yeah, that's his dad's trucking company, yeah.
Yeah.
Look how young he looks, yeah. So that guy's got a mullet, and I've got a big 80s centre parting.
Oh, you got the full curtains?
Curtains going on.
Yeah, it's amazing. Did you aspire to have a mullet? Did you have a mullet later? Please tell me you had a mullet at some point.
No, I've never had one. They're back in fashion.
Watch this girl. Proper, like, mouth snog
did she go for it? Did she? Yeah. I don't know what I'm describing there, something.
I think you're on next.
Am I? Yeah. A nice day. I think it's July, this race.
You look like a bit of a wet start, though.
Dave.
Yeah, that's right. I was making a few mistakes. David drove very, very well.
I think we both praised each other.
The car was quick enough, but I was making too many mistakes. And there's been quite a heavy accident round
Too
the back,
honest.
and I was backing off a bit for that because there were a lot of the other flags waiting. So that's where you got the initial gap. If they got rid of the flags, maybe I could have caught them up again.
I guess it was a 10-lap race.
Succeeded?
Yeah.
Sure.
Difficult to tell. I think I could have caught them up again. I don't know how the outcome would be.
Like, one of the things that Kelv said to me, he said you never really blew your own trumpet as a driver, did you? Was that?
Yeah, I'm guilty of that, I suppose. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. You see too much of the opposite of that, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I do anyway.
Yeah.
Right. But you've got to put yourself forward. I'm a modest person from the Midlands.
Yeah. Well, that's a good trait to have, I think.
Yeah,
mate.
but you've got
stood you well through motorsport.
There's times where you've got to. Well, I'm still earning a living out of it, so I do something right. But certainly when I was driving, I could have been more, should have been more pushy than I was.
Yeah.
And you like to think that just the results or the speed does the talking. Which, to a degree, it will.
Yeah.
Obviously, the higher you get, the standard is better, so it's harder to shine.
Yeah.
The more you climb up.
Yeah.
And that's probably when that becomes more important.
But you did do pretty well, though. It got to a pretty decent level.
Yeah.
Tell me what this photo is, first of all.
Well, it's not my car, first off. That's the first most disappointing thing about that picture.
Same sort of year, is it? Same sort of time period?
That's 93.
Right.
So this car belongs to Paul Dawson, who sponsored me that year, and we're still friends now. great guy.
Right.
Mate of Jackie's from Scotland. Paul lives in Geneva, and he had at this time, at the end of the year, I went to stay with him. He invited me to go and stay with him, and he had a nice little collection of cars, so we drove some of his cars, and that was my favourite one. He had
Proper.
2 of those.
What is it?
It's a 300 SL.
300
Gullwing,
SL.
yeah.
Proper
Great
Gullwing
car,
Golf
yeah.
as well.
And then he had a convertible one as well. Yeah,
They were-
great car. So that's me at Paul's house. That's the festival, isn't it?
Oh, is it? And you
Festivals. I'm third. Nico Polaris leading. That's the Works Van Diemen. Fritz Kreutz Pointner second, and Warren's in the black one.
Warren Hughes.
Black is in the black car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he follow you in F3? What was Warren's year when he was doing F3 then? Was that a little bit later?
No, we both were in the same year, 92 and 3.
I think I might have some early shots. Oh, this was it was the first touring car race you did.
Yeah,
I thought it was. Yeah.
That's 1990. Again, BMW ran a scholarship test where they put, that's the car, yeah, 2 litre. That's like the birth of 2 litre formula that became the super touring cars, I suppose you could say. Because the main car at this point was the Sierra RS 500, so there were 10 or 12 of those.
Yeah.
And Class B was 2 litre non-turbo, which was basically BMW or Cavalier.
Right.
888 Cavalier. Ray Mallet Cavalier.
Proper E30
Anyway,
M3.
that was another scholarship drive where they opened it out, and I think from sort of 40 people, they whittled it down to 10, I think, was the final over 2 days.
Right.
And we did all kinds of stuff, media interviews, fitness, driving in a road car, driving in one of those. And then they set up some cars, so they gave you the task of assessing a car. So they set up a couple of those M3s with differences, and you had to tell them what the differences were.
So you had to tell them what was, give them a bit of feedback.
So one had shorter gears than the other. I forget what the other thing. One was shorter gears, the other one had different steering, or anyway, there's 2 or 3 different settings they put in the cars, and you had to identify them and tell them. So,
Yeah.
and they picked 3 of us, which was always the deal.
Who were the other 2?
Kurt Luby and Tim Sugden.
Really?
So we got the season split between us 3, and Frank Sittner was in the other car.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got 4 races each, I think. 3 or 4.
okay. So it was a split between.
Yeah,
all
one
3
car was split between the 3 of us.
That's
and
cool.
Then Frank did the whole. So again, a year's top level racing for free.
Nice.
So
Did you win on your debut? Didn't you?
another one.
On the first.
Yeah, that's the Oulton Park there. Yeah. So the first one was Oulton, which, as I said, I was pretty fast there because we'd done a lot of Formula Ford races there. It seemed quite easy, I thought.
Was it? I suppose it
we
felt
didn't use
slower than the.
We didn't use any tyres on the
Formula Ford
test
though,
day,
right?
so we went to qualifying. Was the first time I tried new tyres,
Yeah.
and I went like 2 seconds quicker than I'd done all day the day before.
Really?
I think I was quickest on class by 1.8 seconds, something like that. Like I was halfway up the Sierras, so the next car was like 14th or 15th. Yeah. I don't know, it seemed easy. That car was good on that track.
Right. Who was running the car?
I liked the track. ProDrive, who built the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they built the car.
Down to Cascades, a superb drive by 22-year-old Kelvin Burt. He won his place in the 3-man BMW Junior team from over 70 applicants. He was by far the fastest 2-litre car in practice, and now he's driving like a veteran to lead the 2-litre formula. Losing very little ground to the vastly experienced Graham Good in his 560 horsepower Ford Sierra. And Burt's faster in the 2-litre, 260 horsepower ballasted and rev-limited BMW than last year's 2.3-litre, 320 horsepower BMW.
That's Vauxhall Lotus. So that same year, 1990, there was another. I won another scholarship drive, was Donington. So Tom Wheatcroft very kindly sponsored 2 of those cars.
Okay. Is that how you
for
managed
the
to
whole
get the Vauxhall
season.
Lotus drive there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we had
So
a
it's just
shoot.
scholarship
We had a
the
shootout
whole
for that
way
as well.
through.
those things, I wouldn't have been racing.
That's unbelievable.
So there's even more than I thought. I've just listed how many? Three seasons for free.
Yeah.
Complete seasons.
Yeah,
and
just
it's
going
a shame,
on, proving your worth, showing your
It's
quick.
a shame there's not any more of that now, you know, because the cost of it now is so prohibitive. Well, that's probably the reason why there isn't any more.
Yeah.
So Tom Wheatcroft very kindly sponsored a car for myself and Rob Hall and Fowler, who prepared and owned a lot of his race cars, you know, the collection cars.
Yeah.
So Rob and I raced in that team.
I think I might have some.
It was a good year. That's
that,
Barrichello there.
Yeah. So show me the drivers that you got.
Barrichello,
yeah.
Jose Luis de Palma, who ended up in Formula 3000. That's Gilles de Ferran. Vincenzo Sospiri. That was Formula 3000 champion. That's Gilles de Ferran there.
Yeah.
So some good.
Paul Stewart.
No, Paul Stewart wasn't in this. They had they ran the team of Camel. That's with Coulthard and Gilles were the drivers.
Okay, right.
Paul was in Formula 3 at this time, I think.
Right. Okay.
Still driving. Who else we got? Ben Edwards there. I think Kurt Luby's here somewhere.
I've heard about this fella Kurt Luby.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a character apparently.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. My mate Matt Kelly says get him on the podcast. He'd be entertaining.
You should.
So was this is that year then?
No, that's the next year. So
so that would have been the year then, is it?
No, that's also the next year. That's
okay,
91, where the car had 2 different colour schemes.
So you did 2 years in.
That's the British Grand Prix.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
in 1990. So I'd have
91.
seen that. 91. I think I'd have seen that.
Won the championship that year with John Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also run the last round of the European Championship. So we'd won the British Championship. I think I won 7 or 8 rounds, and then because we'd already won it, we did the last round of the Euro Series. It was at Donington,
right?
And I won that as well.
You won it as well?
Yeah. Where it was really cold. It was sub-zero.
Right.
Really cold. We made a tyre oven in the truck, which
I
was on pole anyway without doing that. But
how did you make? How did you do?
Get a space heater and duct it into the belly locker through the
Right.
side, and then just put the wheels and tyres in there.
Nice.
And
Demon tweak.
so for the race, because it was below zero, and you know those days you get at Donington where it never dries, it's a bit greasy. It's not raining.
It's almost better to put wets on. Almost.
It's not raining, but it's not dry.
Yeah.
It's just damp.
Yeah.
So all the cars are in the collecting area, ready to go. Apart from us, we're in the awning, and I'm in the car like that, all helmeted up, strapped in with no wheels, sat on stands with no wheels, till the last minute, and then we put the wheels
Stick
on.
them on, collecting it. You used to
grid.
have to go to the building, didn't you?
Yeah,
The
so we
collecting
went
area
to that
just
building,
got
and then we
gassed
set
out.
off onto the grid. And I was in the lead at the end of lap 1 by 2 seconds, maybe. I think.
Were you? At the end of the first lap?
Michael Crum was the front row, yeah.
Amazing.
It didn't matter because we'd won it wasn't our championship, we were doing a one-off.
So that was a Camel sponsored thing then?
We had a little bit of money from Camel
Wheatcroft.
out the back door. No, this is Wheatcroft the year before the car was playing. This is 91, the year after. This is John Village car, where we had a few little sponsors, LUK clutches and Chesterfield.
Oh, I thought that was Lukoil.
No,
Right.
LUK clutches and Chesterfield, and a little bit of money out of Camel via the back door, because my manager knew the guy there. Because already then you couldn't cigarette sponsor in Britain. So,
Oh really? Yeah, of course.
So that's why it's just a picture of the animal, not the.
Ah, I see.
And already then Marlborough was just that.
Just that, yeah. That's when it all started.
Because you couldn't have the name. You couldn't have the name Camel. That's the Knockhill where we won.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, where that was?
No, Ingleston.
Yeah.
Ingliston, which is basically a road track around the business park.
It's still there now. I had a little run round there about a year ago.
Ingliston,
Yeah,
not Knockhill. Yeah, around the Royal Showground.
It looks quite good actually.
Yeah, really tight. I love tracks where the barrier's tight to the track
It
like
almost
that.
feels like a sort of a street circuit.
And you go through the S's. Yeah, there's the S's with some woods, and literally you apex on the barrier.
Yeah.
You go left, right, left, and your apex is the barrier, like a street track. Yeah.
Absolutely bob on.
Yeah.
What was this? So it's a photo of you and Plato. This is one that Gaz sent
3,
through
was
to me.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
the first year of F3 for
you. The year after Lotus, we did F3 for Fortec, which was Fortec's first ever year in F3. So I'm in a Reynard, the blue car, and the other car is of Duckham's Van Diemen.
Oh, was that Van Diemen
they
F3
made
car?
an F3 car for 1 or 2 years. Yeah, the first and only time they did.
And that was Plato in
Plato,
in
yeah, and it's an interesting story because during the winter, my choice of team was between Van Diemen and Fortec, and I actually said to Ralph Furman, I want to drive your car.
Yeah.
And Jason was trying to get in at the same time, and Ralph picked Jason.
Right.
And as it turned out, that was good because I ended up in a much better deal. So,
Right. Reynard was a better car.
yeah. And just I ended up in a better place. The team Fortec really looked after me. I had a 2-year deal, a good deal, and I think we finished a close third in the championship, very close to second.
Who were your main rivals there then?
Gilles de Ferran was the champion.
Yeah.
As well, the Negri.
South African.
Goosens.
Negri?
Negri's Brazilian.
Oh, Brazilian, right.
Ended up in IndyCars like Gilles. Mark Goosens, Warren, Jason. Yeah.
And so you managed to stay the following year to go with PSR. Oh no, that's still the same year actually.
That's 92, yeah. Brands where I won on the Grand Prix track, that was. Yeah, Gilles was the champion that year, so he's 4th.
Okay, yeah.
Goosens.
Is that PSR car, is it?
Yeah, that's the PSR car, yeah.
The sensation of practice was newcomer Kelvin Burt, fastest by nearly 2 seconds in the first session and second on the grid in his team Fortec Reynard. But in pole position for the 3rd time in 4 races, it's championship leader Gilles de Ferran. Row 2, Philippe Adams from Belgium and Vauxhall-powered Warren Hughes. Then Brazil's Pedro Diniz with Belgian Mark Goosens, ahead of American Elton Julian and South African Hilton Cowell. Jason Plato's in the Sol Van Diemen, followed by Ribeiro, Silverstone class winner Paul Evans and William Hewland. And into the first corner paddock, it is Kelvin Burt, a superb start. Behind him, a wall of spray for the other 19 to peer through as they drive up to Druids. And at Druids, it's Burt leading, Adams second, Diniz is third, de Ferran is in 4th place. Now, down to Graham Hill Bend, the left-hander. Burt, Adams, Diniz, de Ferran, and it is wet. Look at the spray. On to Surtees. And Diniz, number 9, passes Adams up into 2nd place. So the Belgian is now 3rd. The Brazilian Diniz is up to 2nd. Englishman Kelvin Burt is leading as they go onto the Grand Prix course. Under the bridge, down the hill at Pilgrim's Drop. 140 miles an hour coming up. Down to the end of the lap. So into Clearways. 2.65 miles, almost completed. Clark Curve, it's Burt leading, Diniz, de Ferran, Adams. Cowie is in 5th place in the white Rolf, and he's attacking Philippe Adams in the black car in front of him. Diniz is still 2nd. There is Kelvin Burt. He's now 2.7 seconds ahead of Pedro Diniz in the maroon car. That's his best drive so far this year. But Kelvin Burt is almost a winner in Formula 3 as well as touring cars, Vauxhall Lotus and Formula Ford. It's going to be 9 points. He's won, he's got them, and Gilles de Ferran finishes 2nd. So a fine victory for Kelvin Burt, 2nd for de Ferran, 3rd for Diniz, and 4th for Adams with a 1st.
And that's who you ended up with?
This is the next year. This is a Paul Stewart car.
Yeah.
So I had a 2-year contract with Fortec actually, so PSR, Jackie actually bought me out of the contract to put me there.
They wanted you to be their driver then?
Seems so, yeah.
Who was your teammate?
It was Paul Evans to start with, who was the Class B champion
Yeah.
year before, and then Dario did a round. Paul left in September, around there. Dario did 1 round, and Jan Magnussen did the last 2.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
That was before, because he dominated the following year,
yeah,
didn't he?
so Jan then came in for the next year. So, it was Dario for 1 race and Jan for 2.
It's funny, because I remember this very clearly. I remember reading about this. So I'd done 2 years of karting, just club level stuff, and I was starting to win races. And so I followed that season in Autosport, because I'd read every single page. And I remember seeing the whole thing where you started. Did Gavin start on a Reynard as well?
No. Oliver Gavin had a Dallara.
Is that from the start?
The only one, yeah.
Right.
And we started with a Reynard, and by June, he was on top, and it was clear we weren't going to be able to compete with that car, sadly. So I did I finished third at the British Grand Prix in July in the Reynard, and I think for the next round at Donington, Jackie bought 2 Dalaras for the team.
Yeah.
And I got pole and won the next race. In fact, I didn't get beaten since we got the Dalara to the end of the year.
Really, right to the end?
Yeah.
And
but
so
I'd fallen behind in the point.
You'd fallen behind Gavin,
in
had
the
you?
points, yeah.
Yeah.
But from then forward, I didn't lose a race, so it was the right move.
Yeah. It was. It's funny because I've told this story, and I did this as a little bit of an intro. Actually, the first time I met you, because I'd been reading Autosport and so we came up to the Grand Prix Mechanics Charitable Trust Day in October that Jackie had put on. It was October the 6th. I actually found out. I looked at all who the drivers were.
I can remember the day.
Drivers.
Yeah, there was a lot of F1 drivers and a lot of big names there.
Yeah, and Escort Cosworth, and Jackie was in an Aston Martin Vantage, V8 Vantage, I think, or it might have been a V12 Vantage or something like that.
Were you on it? Were you working on it then?
No,
you
I
went
was your
to it.
first Billy of the day.
And we had a really bad car.
You had a 309.
106.
No, it's a 309
right.
GTI, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. I just remember it really clearly because me and my brother got given it by my mum.
Yeah.
It was 120 quid a ticket. So my mum brought it. I said, oh, this is cool. Oh, we'll go along to Silverstone and get passengerised by all these fast drivers. Of course, you go into the pit lane and everyone's queuing for Schumacher who'd won a race that year, and people who kind of knew David Coulthard, and they were all in Escort Cosworths and things like that.
I was your 10th choice.
It was like, what's that car down the end of the pit lane? There's not many people. As I walked down, you could see the name Burt on the wrist. I was like, oh, that'd be Kelvin Burt. He's F3 champion. Oh, he'd be good. He'll be. So me and my brother got in with you. So
brilliant.
We were your first Billies of the day.
Nice story. So the reason I was right down the end in a very run-of-the-mill car is because I'd already got lots of experience of doing those sort of days.
Right.
Working at Jim Russell and working on manufacturer days, which is stuff we both do now.
Yeah.
And I soon figured out that you don't go for the quickest car.
No.
Because you never get a rest. You pick the slowest car.
Yeah.
Because you don't get any customers.
Correct.
So that's why I was right down the fire.
Did you ever do any Mercedes days with Gray Headley?
No, I never did his.
There was always like a scrap at the beginning of the day to get the keys for the A-Class. A-Class, because no one's going to be in it.
Because you're on holiday all day.
You don't want anything with AMG on the back of it.
So the young kids come into these and they don't work that out to start with. They all fight for the
Oh, I want the fast car.
On you go, yeah.
No, man.
On you go.
There's 3 weapons of choice. You need a clipboard and you need a radio.
Yeah.
You definitely need those things. You're going to be doing no work. You're going to be telling people what to do.
Yeah.
But that was 93.
Quite a good photo. That. Same year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a proper
seen
team,
that one
weren't
before.
They? Gaz sent me this one, actually.
Yeah, that's Dalara. That's at Silverstone. Quite a good picture, that. Good light.
Oh, yeah.
Good light.
Yeah.
Banker Scotland.
They were the team, though, weren't they, PSR?
At that time, yeah. With them or WSR, but they were on top mainly. Yeah.
Well, they were good at getting the right drivers.
Yes. Well, if you could get some sponsors for the team, which is the battle. If you run a team, I've had a go at running a team. Mm-hmm. If you haven't got a cash flow for the team, you rely on the drivers, then you're hampered because your choice of driver is financially decided as much as viability.
Yeah.
If you can get some sponsors for the team, all of a sudden you can choose.
Yeah, and then you can put the right people in the car.
Jackie was good at that, and that doesn't happen now in British F3. It did then. Doesn't happen anymore.
Doesn't happen in anything nowadays.
I don't know. The numbers are so big, but
apart from F1 Academy, it's about the only thing that's doing that, isn't it?
Still plenty of drivers with the resources to do it, aren't there? But there's probably a lot like me who won't get a go now, just because the numbers are so far off the scale.
Well, it's changed to you need a private, wealthy single businessman. Really, it's like the Perez way of doing it. You've got to have someone who's an uber billionaire that's going to be prepared to back you all the way.
Or the Racing Steps guy. I can't remember his name. There was the Racing Steps Foundation.
Yeah.
So he helped a lot of people for a few years at quite a high level of financial commitment.
That's the key, is to get that one person that's going to back you and believe.
So maybe if I was 15 years later, I might have been on the Racing Steps thing, or 20 years later. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a minute,
That would have been my only way.
Yeah, because you just didn't have the budget. I'm just going to give it a little break because I need to go to the loo,
So
and
do
then we can talk a little bit about the F1 stuff and,
sure.
and that if you like.
The good story.
Oh yeah. Tell us that.
Just half. So, you know Richard Dutton, Fortec. Thanks.
I don't know him, but I've heard of him.
Property developer.
Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
he's made his money out of property, not out of racing.
Right.
That Sarah Beanie, what did they call that show where they basically follow people's property projects, and they hope it's a nightmare. Because the whole point of the program is where it all goes wrong.
I don't know that.
Oh, it was a famous program. Property Ladder.
Property Ladder, right? Okay.
Property Ladder.
Is that what it's called?
Developers, they search for amateur property developers to flip houses and make money.
Okay.
Basically,
right.
It's a husband and wife team who take out a second mortgage and then see a project, and they, of course, they're hoping it all goes tits up because that makes the program. Anyway, she did Richard Dutton. He knows what he's doing, but the reason she did it was because the house he bought was an ex-brothel. They bought a brothel in Northampton, and he was going to turn it into flats. So that was the angle of the story.
Right.
And he ended up bailing out of the project and the program as well. But he had one of these on, and he told all the mechanics that he was going to meet Sarah Beanie, and one of them, they were filming the thing on the site and one of the mechanics really fancied her. We went for a piss. Richard went for a piss and phoned his mechanic phoned him up, or he phoned him and said, "What's she like?" "Oh, she's all right. She's got massive tits, hasn't she?" Forgot this.
Crew. Yeah.
He came back from the toilet, and she didn't react straight away. They just did a bit more chatting. Anyway, okay, Richard. So you okay for part 2? Yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, thanks for the compliment. What are you on about?
Oh my God. It's funny. The worst.
He bailed out the program because basically it was like F1. What's that F1 thing? Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
They were basically trying to make
a
issues
drama
that didn't exist.
Well, that's where Max.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So.
Yeah.
Max doesn't get involved in any of that stuff, and it's funny actually. That was one of the things I was going to talk to you about is about the sort of nonsense and drama.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was reading at like 12:30 last night when I was doing the research for this, I was reading an article that someone had done on you in Motorsport, and one of the things that stood out was when
Mark Hughes.
No, I don't think it was Mark Hughes.
No.
But it was one of the articles. But you said basically that you didn't really get that involved with sort of paddock chit chat, or didn't really socialise with any other drivers, because like your view on it was, you turned up, you were there to beat your rivals, not be their mates.
Yeah, I thought that's what everybody did, but it wasn't. It seems.
Well, it's not nowadays,
certainly
is it?
Isn't now. They're all really loved up and mates now. It's gone way too far the other way.
But hasn't it gone weird? So like, you can't do after you, sir. It just doesn't work. You can't manufacture that. It just becomes a farce.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny. I used to see, when you see the stuff that's been on Drive to Survive, the Daniel Ricciardo on a space hopper going down the main straight with Lando Norris. It's like,
God, I'm not involved with that.
It's like,
think back to when there was proper drama, the non-scripted. So you had Senna and Prost, Senna and Mansell. Basically, that triumvirate there was a lot of needle, and a lot of proper fighting and proper crashes. Not that anyone wants to see crashes, but it was cutthroat. Yeah, and they didn't like each other. None of those three.
Yeah, you're not there to like each other. You're there to beat.
Because PK also was at their level almost, and none of them got on. Yeah. And
you see the famous photo of them all sat on the pit wall. That's quite a cool one actually, because you know that none of them really like each other. No. I mean, it's like, So no, I didn't go there to make friends. They were people I want to beat. I was double with.
I'm shy, or I was when I was younger, so I didn't want to go. And it's not a social club, is it? I didn't really want to. It's not why I'm there. I was always sociable with my team and my mechanics.
Yeah.
I like to think I was always popular within my team. Certainly, I'm still in touch with a lot of them, and
Yeah.
I get nice compliments to that effect.
Were you fairly reserved back then? So
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was just concentrating on what I was doing.
I
didn't like being hanging around the paddock a lot, and I still don't now.
Yeah.
These days are so long. I'm working in Europe doing, as you know, doing coaching with the GT. The days are so long.
Yeah.
I thank God I'm not driving. I've said this to our drivers. I said, go at lunchtime. You got a 4-hour break. What? Don't sit slouched in a chair looking at your phone. Go for a walk. Go to the town.
Yeah, go and get yourself some rest. Yeah.
Keep it fresh, and then when you come back, you just go straight on it.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You shouldn't be in an environment where you've got to perform at a high level, sat like this, going looking at your watch.
That's an interesting psychological perspective on things, actually. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of that.
You should.
You get yourself out, and so you arrive.
You should be buzzing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and I used to
be a good point, that.
Bad at timekeeping and relaxed at getting there late. So often I'd be there, I'd be a bit too buzzing because I'd only just made it.
Yeah, adrenaline
so that
still
bit wasn't designed. It was a bit
making it through the main gate.
Designed. Yeah, but well, it seemed to work.
Yeah.
And Oliver Gavin actually said to me much later, when we'd finished racing, probably, he said, you used to do our heads in because we were all there worrying. We never saw you. You were never there. And then you just turn up and win.
Yeah.
And we were going, who is this bloke?
Yeah.
So it actually worked as a psychology against the rivals because, well, we're all here and he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't plan it like that. I didn't want to be there, but
I love
I did
that.
What worked for me.
Do you know Bryce Wilson?
Yeah.
You've heard of Bryce Wilson, right?
Yeah.
I love Bryce Wilson. What a character he is. When we were doing 100C in 95, it's karting, but we did 100C in 95, like this old boy rocks up and he's at least 20 years older than us, probably 30 years older than us, like beard, long hair, looking like, Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah.
And he like rocks up, he's got JAG or Jag engines, a quite unfancied chassis, rocks up, and he's half a second quicker than us. Just literally rocks up. It's like, and we've been like within 1 or 2 tenths all the way through.
Yeah.
People like Carl Breeze. Carl Breeze was one of my
Yeah.
main competitors in karting. And then this old boy just turns up and he's half a second quicker, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Excuse my friend. We're just like, what the hell? It's like, how is he? It's just fast. So tell me about.
It's all in your brain, racing. So, most sports. That's
totally is.
As well.
So that was 93
that's
then,
93,
right?
yeah, Brands.
So who's that in second there then?
That's Goossens in a Delara. No, that's a Reynard. I'm still in a Reynard leading.
Oh, is it? So that was fairly early on.
Third in a Reynard, Delara.
So that's a Delara then, yeah.
Next,
and who was running him? Was it Edenbridge or something
Edenbridge,
like that?
yeah.
Right.
Who's next? That's Andre Ribeiro in the Fortec Reynard.
Quite a healthy field.
Yeah. Who else we got? Warren will be there somewhere. There's Warren, white car. That's also Delara.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warren's about.
Did Warren stay in it for another year after that?
I think he did, yeah. I think he did a third season, yeah. Yeah.
Proper.
Donington, that's a good picture.
GP circuit.
Yeah.
That's proper. You're off and away from Gavin there.
Yeah, he's second. Very small, the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny compared to now.
Very pretty cars though.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Was that winning the championship?
That's the championship trophy, yeah, at Silverstone, which went missing. That's gone lost. I mean, that's a perpetual one, but my copy of it disappeared. So it ended up at PSR's trophy cabinet, which was big. And when Jackie sold to Jaguar,
Jaguar,
F1,
yeah.
all the trophies got bundled into they stayed there for a bit, but obviously they're not relevant to Jaguar. They got bundled in a cardboard box somewhere and ended up somewhere in London. I tried to find it and failed. I've tried a couple of times actually. It's lost. That trophy
It'll be somewhere.
It'll
be somewhere in someone's attic or the back of a
Yeah.
back of a
Yeah,
garage.
it's a shame 'cause it's a good one to have.
So this is
that's
Macau then?
Macau, that
Yeah.
year. That's 93 Macau. That's a good pick. Where'd you get that one?
Gaz, I think, sent me
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's myself, Sascha Massen in the sister car, who'd done the German, I think he was German champion that year. So they got him in. Who else was in it then? Well, I finished on the podium, anyway. Tom Christensen was in a Tom's Toyota.
Was that Japanese-based team?
Yeah, Japanese car.
Right.
Yeah, very successful at Macau. Jörg Müller won the final in another German car. The Germans were really strong then.
What cars were they in?
Dallara as well.
Right.
Max Angelelli also Dallara.
And you were third that
Third
year
overall, yeah.
on aggregate? Was it some kind of aggregate things going on?
two heat race, yeah.
Right.
Race 1 and race 2, so you aggregate your results. Yeah.
You raced at Macau later in with like Super GT or something? Like that,
No, I did F3 3 times. Oh, is that the? Yeah, that's. This is the year after. So that's Sascha Massen won the final the year after. That's
Okay.
Jan Magnussen third, and I finished second. And
Right.
Jan and I were in both in the same team, Mobile.
Oh,
Mobile
okay.
1, yeah, West Surrey. Sorry, Jan was PSR West Surrey. I was PSR Mobile 1. I was West Surrey.
West Surrey.
So Dick Bennett's phoned me up to come back just to do Macau. Yeah.
Right.
Second to. Yeah, and he was in a WTS Opel team, which was very successful.
Right.
Lamy won the championship. Verstappen won the championship with them. So that around that time they won a lot of championships.
Right. Sorry, that was just a prompt to
The
remind
random
me of
rally
the,
car.
Yeah, that was like the 309.
Yeah.
Well, so what was it? Is this? So you see, receiving a trophy of some kind? Was this the club driver of the year?
Yeah,
was
that's the Autosport Awards for Murray Walker. Club driver of the year or national driver of the year. I forget which of those two. I think I've won both of those.
This next, I think it's this next photo. Sorry, it's around this sort of time. I've got a photo on here.
Yeah.
It's an awards ceremony, and it's got like you can see Senna in the background. It's like a proper.
That'll also be the Autosport Awards, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get all the winners on the stage at the end, don't they? In a group.
So off the back of that, you ended up getting a test drive in the current Williams.
The
F1
Williams
car.
that was the fully active
93
Williams
car.
Renault, yeah, which I
Proper.
think won every race that year.
Oh yeah,
Is that right?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it was the.
Apart from
It's when Prost was champion.
it was Prost and Hill.
Yeah.
Senna won at Donington, but it was a non-championship round in the McLaren. You remember it was wet. at
Yes,
Donington.
yeah, the famous race, the European Grand Prix, wasn't it? Was that a non-championship round? It was certainly a European Grand Prix.
So
it was
in that
classed as,
case, they
wasn't it?
didn't win every race, did they?
Yeah.
He won that one.
No, I think he might have won Adelaide that year as well.
Right.
He was always there
Anyway,
or
the car
thereabouts.
won 12
Just
out of 14 races,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that like
Probably
to drive
the
then?
best ever F1 car. Do you know what? It was a great privilege, thrill, but the car was actually easy
Was
to
it?
drive, yeah. I don't know how fast I went because David, that was it. It was a Paul Ricard. So David Coulthard was the test driver. He did 10 laps in the morning just to make sure it was all right. Mm-hmm. And then I had the rest of the day and Kenny Brack also, who'd won Renault Championship in Europe.
Okay.
He drove on that day as well, the same car. I went quicker than David, but we're not racing. He's making sure the car's all right. I went quicker than Kenny, who then lied all over the press in Sweden, said he was the quickest.
Right, okay.
Yeah, which I found out later, again, grainy old picture. The car did a lot for you.
Right.
Fully active suspension, servo brakes, power steering.
ABS?
No, not ABS.
Traction?
Traction control. You could change the ride height while you were going.
Right.
As well as it's active, you could manually lift it or lower it. So it had 2 slider gauges on the dash, just with detents, 1 to 10. So
Okay.
each one is 1 mil. One's the front, one's the back. So you could change the car.
So you could adjust the handling of it. So
well,
you could put a bit
adjust
more
the
rake on then. Yeah,
or less.
Yeah.
But the car did that by itself as well. So the car could be different for every corner. They programmed it. They could
right.
make it lean in. They can make it lean out if they wanted.
That's
they could make it lean
amazing.
the wrong way. And when it came into the pits, it used to lift up.
So you can get a jack underneath
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Because they ran really low. then, if you remember, the year after that was the year Senna was killed, and then they raised the cars with the plank. But before that, they were completely on the deck.
Were they?
They were as low as you go. I mean, you can see how low that car is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper cars, though.
Yeah,
I mean, like the sound of them was amazing.
V10.
But so you were slightly underwhelmed in terms of you thought it was
No,
going to be an
I wasn't.
animal.
I'm not. No,
But you just thought
I
it was
wasn't
going to
underwhelmed.
be
But it was
harder to drive, you
actually
mean, or what?
not a problem, I thought.
Right.
It was wet, so obviously the cornering forces are not that high.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't find it too difficult with the limited running I got, with no comparison on the day.
How fast was seen? Was
Uh,
that nearly flat?
Well, you build up to it. It should have been, yeah.
But that would have been a good speed. Was that pre-chicane as well, was it?
Yeah, pre-chicane, yeah. So high speed, yeah.
So you'd be...
But the car's obviously aerodynamically really good. But from F3, because the fastest thing I'd driven at that point is F3, so it's a big step.
Yeah.
So that's the hard challenge when you go to a car like that, is how fast they are in the fast corners. In the slow corners, they're about the same.
Right.
The second gear corner, they're pretty similar.
Right.
But in the sixth gear corner, they're a lot faster.
Yeah, so it's just
the power. You soon get used to the power, but it's the fast cornering speed and the braking as well. The braking from high speed is very short. And
what sort of pressure are you going to need to be putting on the pedal? As much as you could physically do.
I don't know if we used to measure bar. Now they're all about bar. I couldn't tell you what my bar was, but it used to be 5.5 G inline.
Is it?
Yeah, stopping. Yeah, you'd come out of the seat.
Really?
You could. You always felt like you lifted out of the seat.
Really? Yeah.
Pretty much, you could push the pedal as hard as you could push it. Yeah.
So you ended up doing.
Nice car.
That's a nice shot.
Nice looking car. Yeah.
Proper, mate. It's nice to have those shots in there.
So there was a guy. I think these shots are from a friend of a friend that just turned up on the day there.
Oh really?
I believe so. Yeah.
Just rocked up. Wow.
Yeah.
So you ended up doing Jordan stuff, a bit of Tyrrell.
That's
stuff
the Tyrrell.
Well,
so that's the same year. At the end of when I'd won F3, Ken Tyrrell, very kindly and without any prompt, he phoned me and said, "Come and have a tryout at Silverstone." And they hired Silverstone Grand Prix just for me. We were the only car there.
No way.
Which is quite a big. I mean,
yeah.
I know how much money that costs now. So for a small, relatively unsponsored team like that, that's quite a big undertaking. And it was only us there.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that was cool.
So that was my first go, actually. That was before I drove the Williams.
Oh,
that was my first go.
So first test of a
and that car was manual gearbox. It was the last ever one with manual gearbox.
Yeah.
In fact, that year they were the only one still with a manual gear stick.
It's funny actually, when I talked to Mika Salo, he was very impressed with the Tyrrell team. He said they were a great little tight-knit team. Yes, they didn't have the most money. They didn't have the biggest...
proper old school
the best,
team.
But engines. But
true racers, yeah. The engine was Yamaha. It wasn't that good. I mean, not that I knew anything at that stage. That's the first time I'd gone in a Formula 1 car. Good enough to me. But subsequently, it wasn't that competitive an engine. But it was just really nice and touching that Ken Tyrrell would
just out of the
do
blue
that to try me out. They needed some money for the second seat, and we didn't have, so sadly it didn't go further than that. And the worst part about the day was it was torrential rain all day.
Right.
And we had to stop running, in fact, because it got too wet.
Oh, bummer.
So what do you learn? He doesn't really know, does he?
Yeah. And if you haven't got the bit of budget
wet,
as well.
Wet's different every day, so you can't really...
Yeah, it can change like 10 minutes later and it's 2 seconds quicker.
It was actually too wet. We had to stop running, so it was aquaplaning up the back. So
nice opportunity, though.
And so
nice,
that was
nice to feel.
Flattering, yeah.
Yeah, mega.
That's the same
you
day,
can see how wet it is.
Yeah.
So you ended up with Jordan then? So you were officially a Jordan...
So around the same time... Eddie Jordan had contacted me, I think sort of August, September, to see if I was up for being their test driver. And they, as we know, they had a good competitive car at that time. Were making a name for themselves, so that's the way we went without enough money to do Formula 3000. I think PSR kept the same 2 drivers in Formula 3000, so there was no slot there.
Right.
It was about £500,000, I think.
Who was in F3000? It was Gilles de Ferran and DC?
French driver.
Oh.
93, David was already in... No, David got in Formula 1 after Senna passed away,
yeah?
That's right.
Yeah.
So he was already F1 test driver.
Yeah.
Gilles and... I want to say Panis, but it wasn't. It was a French driver, but it wasn't Panis.
Right. Not Gilles Bouillon or someone like that, was it?
Policand, somebody like that. Anyway, I don't think it was Panis. They
Right,
had a
right.
French driver, yeah. Anyway, there was no seat there.
Right.
I did a few tests. I did tests for Nordic at Silverstone, and I drove one at Supernova. I drove at
Supernova. That's a
Donington.
blast
but
from
yeah,
the
right. That's
past.
after this.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. That's the next year. That's after I'd done touring cars.
Right.
Yeah. So we went that way. Around the same time, I'd got some Japanese teams talking to me to do Formula Nippon. I'd been to Japan because we used to, after Macau, we used to go and do a race at Fuji the week after, yeah. So all the same circus used to go to Fuji. They don't do that anymore. I didn't really enjoy Japan much, and I felt it very alien place, as it kind of still is, really, although it's less alien than it used to be. So I didn't fancy that. I went that way.
Bit different from Tamworth then.
Yeah, I didn't really have a taste for that, so I went that way. In retrospect, and we can all be geniuses, can't we? It was probably a mistake. Again, going back to your Salo, I watched your Mika Salo one. You look at all the names that were there then.
Yeah.
Half of those people ended up in Formula 1.
Yeah, and they were making some good dough out of it.
Yeah,
as
they were
well.
getting paid there, and then they went to Formula 1.
Yeah.
Eddie Irvine took a pay cut to go to Formula 1.
Yeah.
Because he was there.
But he probably saw the
He
opportunity
took
at a
less
later
money
date.
to do Formula 1
Isn't that
than
funny?
what he was on in 3000, because the prize money used to be really big as well.
They used to get prize money as
Yeah,
well then.
big.
So did you get a standard retainer back then?
They were paid, all the name drivers were paid, and they got mega prize money, and you used to get, and I had this, again, I ended up racing in Japan a few years later. You used to get sort of unspoken bonuses if you did well.
Right.
None of it was in your contract, but you'd get an envelope literally at the end of the weekend if you won.
With 3 million
Cash.
yen in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing, though.
that's the way we went, and it was a good car. Unfortunately, we didn't test enough for me to show what I could do. You know, the team didn't have enough testing. It wasn't like it is now, where they had full-time test teams. I think McLaren did, and Ferrari did,
Right.
and Williams, probably only those three. I
But
think.
for Jordan, it was just the race team.
It was the race cars, yeah.
Yeah.
So what used to happen, it happened more than once, was we'd have a test day, I'd be slated to drive, and then the night before, somebody would phone me up and say, Eddie wants to do it, or Rubens wants to do it, because they're not getting any testing. So I used to get pushed out by the drivers, which is understandable, but doesn't really help your cause, does it?
A bit frustrating.
Yeah.
I saw on one of the articles that you did get a good shot at going head-to-head with, or on the same day at least, with Eddie, and you were trading times with him.
They were all, whenever I drove, they were all there.
Right.
The other teams as well.
Right.
Yeah. So I think the last time I drove the car was me and Eddie, and I was quicker than him all year. I wasn't fit enough in the beginning to drive the car fast enough for long enough.
Right.
Yeah, this is before the days of everybody being fit. If you remember, Schumacher was the first one who set that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did, yeah.
So we're around that time now, 94, where he was head and shoulders fitter, because for the rest of us, it used to be just driving.
Yeah. Just race
so
fit, as
he moved it up
Mario
a level.
Andretti used to say, yeah.
It was too big a step from F3 to one of those. So I realised quite early on I wasn't fit enough, but I got fit, and by the end I could drive all day.
And your pace was
so that last
equal
day
to
I was
Irvine.
quicker than Irvine all day. Yeah, the whole day. And then we came to the end of the day, and he put a set of tyres on. It was at Silverstone, and I'd been on top most of the day. We'd been going like this, and then he pipped me, and then his engineer tried to stop my guy from putting new tyres on at like 10 to 5.
Right.
Because he'd just gone quicker, and this was the stuff they do.
Bit of psychology.
Yeah, within there. Well, not psychology.
Tell us about
He just tried to stop. And then So my engineer, the guy running my car, won that battle, and then I'm going to get in the car and I've got no gloves. Couldn't find my gloves. Eddie had hidden my gloves to stop me, because it's now past 10 to 5, so like he's on top and we've got 10 minutes left, and he hid my gloves. Anyway, I found them. I would have gone with no gloves, but I found them anyway, and so I ended up on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went quicker again.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I ever drove that car. But they kept both the drivers for the next year, and they, you know, you can't disagree. They were doing a great job, both of them.
Yeah.
Why would they change?
Yeah, unless you've got a budget to go and bring to it something some money. Extra.
Rubens had got backing. Eddie, if you remember at that time, the Marlborough guy was Irish. The guy that gave out the Marlborough one, he was Irish. So Eddie had got him as an ally. So
right,
again,
I see.
Yeah, you can't compete with those things. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
If one of them had moved on, maybe it would have been different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Yeah. But so you ended up looking for other opportunities, and that ended up with the touring cars.
So Andy Rouse retired that year, 95.
Yeah.
Sorry, the end of 94. That's the car. Yeah. Andy retired. And he contacted me. Did I want to do that? And actually, Eddie Jordan got involved in the deal, and he helped make the deal a bit more attractive to me.
Cool. Yeah.
Than it was. That's just a side story. So I was quite flattered that Andy chose me, because he was stepping down. And I did the last round of 94 in the car, and I thought it was horrendous. I thought there was something wrong with the car. I'd never driven anything that bad before.
When you say it's really wrong with like the car, we just roll in and it's
not that. No, not that, because they didn't roll. They were so low and stiff. They didn't roll, and they were light. They were proper, in that respect, proper cars. But a front-wheel drive car going that fast feels like a death trap. So there's a lot of torque steer.
Yep.
You've got a really tight diff on the front, and basically you've got to get the arse end moving to get rid of the understeer.
Otherwise,
it's just
so you've got to set it up like super stiff on the
front
rear.
tyres are dead within 5 laps. So basically, it feels like it's trying to spin all the time.
And you just bring it back on the power.
Yeah. So that's it. And it was Silverstone International I drove, and Woodcote. There's not a corner in any car.
Is it? Don't tell me it's trying to oversteer.
It's now a corner.
Woodcote. Yeah. Really?
I thought, fuck, there's something wrong with this thing. It's like the tracking was out. It's like it's trying to swap ends all the way through. It's not even a corner. Like in a Formula car, you go through like that. It was horrendous. Anyway.
Were you used to front wheel drive at that point?
No.
Then?
Only like school cars, and
well, that's the thing.
Not to race.
For me, so I wasn't really used to front wheel drive, so I had no idea about how pulling it out of a slide in a front wheel drive. It was only when I used to get to lob the 306 GTIs as we later had, and then do a little bit of the rally stage stuff. You learn, right, so it doesn't need much steering lock. It's just power that brings it back straight. But like, remember that race that Mansell did in '94 when you see him like go through old hairpin.
That's it.
He actually gathers it up, and then he's put a whole turn of steering lock, and it like corrects up, and then it pitches.
Well, I've got a theory about that crash. If you watch it again and watch the left rear wheel really carefully, I'm not sure the rear toe link didn't break, because I think you can see the left rear wheel go like that.
Right.
Because it was such a sudden oversteer.
Well, I thought it was because, if I seem to remember, and I might be wrong, it was something like he went like 2.5 turns this way up on a flail, and then came back 1.5 turns in it straight, and then when it gripped, it spat out. I don't know. I can't remember now.
So that's the end of the crash. But if you watch the car go through the corner and watch the left rear wheel, I think you can see the wheel go like that, going through the corner.
Yeah.
As if something breaks.
Yeah, as if something, either way, it pitched off left quite nicely.
Yeah, it did,
yeah.
Of course, he made all the papers go, oh, like he does.
A relapse or something the following day, yeah. But you won in that, didn't you?
Nice colour scheme.
Snetterton, I saw.
I won at Snetterton,
Yeah.
It was the only win that year, and then that's the Volvo the next year. And we did the World Cup at Ricard, where I felt I drove really well in the Ford.
Yeah.
I had a 6th. So by then all the Audis were winning everything. There was a fleet of Audis there. like half a dozen of them is my memory. And
just like the Beeler,
all of them,
Bincliffe
Piro,
sort of.
Beeler,
Yeah.
Winkelhock in the BMWs. Who were the others in the Audis? Anyway, I was the top front-wheel drive car at the World Cup. I thought I was driving really well there. The car wasn't...
four-wheel drive, the Audis then, yeah?
Yeah,
they
they
were,
were, yeah. And the BMs were rear-wheel drive, so I was the top front-wheel drive car. I think the only one in the top 10, I think.
And your teammate was Paul Radicic, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a big battle for... So Cosworth used to make an engine for the World Cup.
Right.
Which, if you remember, Paul had won it the previous 2 years. He won it at Donington and he won it at Monza. Monza was 94 and Donington was 93. So we all knew this engine was coming. Why there was only one, I don't know. Anyway, we're doing the test and Andy Rouse said, whoever's on top during the week gets the engine.
Right.
It was me, all the way through the week.
Yeah.
Anyway, Paul went to the bigwigs and tried to pull the rug. So he tried to get the engine and I think he talked the Ford guys round. And Andy, to his great credit, said, no, that's not the deal. That's the car it's going in. So I got the engine because Andy said that was the deal. But the Ford and Paul and the bigwigs were all for that.
Yeah. You've got to keep fighting your corner in everything in life, especially motorsport. You've just got to keep fighting your corner.
I can think of a few drivers who are very good, have got very good careers, and it's because they're good at that side of it. I mean, you've got drive as well, but that if you can do that bit, or if you can be bothered to do that bit, which I'm not interested in any of that.
Yeah.
Even when it's happening in front of my face and I know I should be doing it, I just can't be. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah, just want to get in the car and make it go fast.
Yeah.
So what was TWR like racing with them?
So Tom actually approached me at that same meeting at the World Cup to say, what are you doing next year? We're interested. That's at the same meeting I was just talking about the World Cup. And I already knew, although Andy didn't, that the Ford deal was going somewhere else, because my manager knew somebody at Ford and he'd tipped me off and said, if you've got options, my recommendation is take your options, because they knew they were parting ways with Andy.
Yeah.
Which is what happened.
Right.
So TWR, famous, successful team, and they had a good car. They had quite a lot of poles that year, I remember. Ricard was really good at qualifying, 95.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and the car
was
was
this 96
good.
then? That
so
you were
I
with
was
them,
signed for 96 and
Was
7.
it the estate car that was the previous year?
No,
was that 2 years
94
before?
That was.
Right.
Yeah. So 95 was the first year of that box saloon.
Right.
Yeah. And touring cars as a genre went up quite a level that year. Audi had arrived and taken it up a level.
Oh man! Well, I was in the Toka paddocks. I was doing Vauxhall Junior then, so I was in the Toka paddocks, so seeing all of this. Like it was like.
Yeah.
Was it when was the Laguna come in? Was 96, 97? No, it was 97, wasn't it? That was a little bit later when Plato.
Did one exist in 96 already?
Was it a Renault 19 or something like that? Maybe.
No, that's older. That's longer ago.
Right.
I think the Laguna was already there in 96, but Williams took it over in 97. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right, because that's when Plato first got the drive.
Correct.
Did you see, by the way, Plato's just done a podcast. It's a really good one. I'll send you a link to it. It's called The Intercooler, and it's a Renault-supported thing, and he was talking a lot. Obviously, he's got this announcement that he's got the touring. He's going to do a touring car team next year. He's bought a touring car team. But he was talking a lot about the early Laguna days and doorstepping Frank Williams. But you get name-checked on that
story, do I? Yeah, because Jason rang me up. There was a shootout at Snetterton. It was him, Jules Bouillon, who was the F1 test driver at that time. That's right, I think there might have been another, definitely those two. And Jason had never driven one. And he phoned me to ask for some tips, but I was away. He left a message on my thing at home, old school, unanswered phone machine at home. And I picked up the message after he'd already done the day. It was basically can you give us some steer on how I do it? Anyway, he went quicker on the day and he got the drive.
And did a mega job and stuck it on pole at the first race, didn't he? Yeah.
So
he name checked you as it was during the conversation. You just said, "Oh, there's some amazing British drivers. Kelvin Burt, one of the best drivers I've ever raced against." So that's what made me think of getting you on the podcast. I was like, right, I've got to get Kelv on the. You know, I've been suggesting it for a little while. I was like, I've got to get Kelv on it.
Good.
Well, that was an interesting. So what was Walkinshaw like?
I never knew the guy very much, to be honest. That's a Donington. How do I know? Don't know. Thruxton, yeah. It's a good shot. That is.
That looks like
it's a bit reflecty. That's I've taken a picture of that. That's a vinyl photo that I've taken a photo of, but it's good. There's actually another car just here. Look, so close together.
Yeah.
It's me leading Ricard. There's a Renault. That's a Cavalier. That's a Renault.
Yeah.
Or is it a Vectra? Is that a Vectra? That's a Vectra by now.
Is it? Yeah. That looks like a Vectra as well in the background. That's probably
might be a Matt Neal Ford, is it?
Yeah. Okay. As Independence back in the. Yeah.
Did he have red, Matt?
It was. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, great cars. Fast. You know, good level of everything. Good level of teams. Good level of drivers. Good budgets. Good proper racing. Yeah, and I felt like I was driving really well there.
It was you and Rydell.
Yeah.
It's like one of the commentators.
Well, he was always. There wasn't a season where he wasn't in a car.
Right.
So it's basically him and X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D.
Right. But you were like pretty much tooth and nail all the way.
Yeah,
through the year.
I won a race before him that year. 96, I won before I won at Silverstone in May. So we'd both been on a par pretty much, but I won first. And then I had a big crash the next round at Oulton Park.
I've got.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. You knew I was going to bring this up.
I didn't, but it's predictable.
And it stopped very suddenly, so there was quite a lot of
I'm
force,
talking.
even though it wasn't really a spectacular accident to look at. But
Can't remember it.
You can't remember it.
So menu pushed me off. See that then?
Oh yeah.
So I got a run on. Where did you get this from?
It's on what's the app that kids use? TikTok. On TikTok actually.
So what happened? We went through the first corner. Ricard had a big oversteer at the front of us, so he slowed Menu up, and I got a run on both of them. Went down the outside of Menu, and you could see it then. He turned left and put me on the grass, and then it's downhill on the grass.
And it's just at that bit that sticks out.
Yeah, it's a little kink, and then but the grass goes downhill, so you're never coming back.
You know, the funny thing is, I was stood watching that on the inside of the corner, and just watching that, I was like, ooh, because it was such.
So the barrier's now been extended all the way up, so there's no end to the back. I hit the end to the barrier like that, but it now goes all the way up.
So it rattled your helmet against the side of the seat.
So it was side on, yeah.
It's like the worst type.
That isn't that crash.
That is Jamie Davis. The following,
the following month. So I had to stop for a bit because I got concussion, and he was my replacement. and he wrote one off at Snetterton. It was a difficult car to drive.
Was it?
So what they did, the car had toe steer. It had a roll steer on the rear. So to get rid of the understeer, as the rear rolled, it towed out.
Okay.
So the more it rolled, so the harder your corner, the rear wheel towed out.
Okay.
So obviously toe out makes the car
go sideways. Yeah.
It works in the slow stuff, but in the fast corners you've got to be careful, especially if it's cold. Yeah.
They started to do that with the sort of mid-90s. They did that with the road cars. Remember the 306 GTD had a similar, or whatever it was. The diesel. I remember that passive rear steering.
I'm sure they didn't do it as much as these did, because there's your result. And I crashed another one at Oulton for the same reason.
Yes. Oh, was it really?
Yeah, not that crash. And in testing in February or March.
Right, just digging in and just.
And that was going up into Druids. That little left kink before Druids. Not Druids, but the left kink before. It's not even a corner.
Yeah.
I lost it there.
Really?
Because it was cold.
Just going in.
Yeah. I turned too hard to the left.
Yep.
And oversteered that way.
And it went.
And came into Druids like that. which is a right-hand corner.
You ever seen Danny Watts' shunt there,
Yeah,
by the way?
I did. I was in the team. I was involved with the team. So what I worked out later, a bit too late, was Ricard was much smoother on the so if you were smooth,
right, on the initial loading
didn't
up,
upset the car too much. Yeah, but I tended to turn like that.
Right, you gave it
which
a bit
some
of
drivers
a
do.
Carter's flick.
Yeah, but that plus the toe is too much.
Yeah.
If it was cold, if in the summer it wasn't so bad, but if it was cold or damp, you've got no temperature in the rear tyres because we weren't allowed tyre heaters. We used to cross them, what we used to call it, cross them. So when you put new tyres on for quali, you'd have the right rear on the left front.
Yeah.
And you go out for a lap or two,
Yeah.
come in and then put the warm one, left front, onto the coldest corner, which is the inside rear.
Yeah.
And you do them diagonally like that.
Yeah. So you just they would be evenly spread then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at Snetterton where he rolled at Rich's and they cut, well, I heard they cut the roof off the car. Is that Snetterton? Doesn't look like Oulton.
It looks like Thruxton, that.
Well, I didn't smash another one
in
up.
the background. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's one you didn't crash. What was it?
Maybe that was Oulton.
I read somewhere that you were knocked out for or you were.
I was knocked out on the impact. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't actually remember the incident, only from in-car footage that you've seen of it?
Don't remember it, no.
So what do you remember from?
I can remember coming to the medical centre at the track strapped on a bed and I'd got oxygen on and I saw my girlfriend and I took the mask off to speak to her.
Right.
I can remember that, definitely.
Remember that.
And then they took me in a helicopter to the hospital, don't remember that. And then I remember some days in hospital I was sleeping and then
you were just in and out, were you?
Yeah, they don't drug you, but you basically after a shock like that, your body wants to sleep. For a bit.
Right, just to shut down.
The first 2 days I was just sleeping, and I can remember walking around the room and walking around the garden and having showers, stuff like that. Yeah, bit by bit. That's quite a severe impact.
Yeah. Did it take you a little while to recover from that in the end then?
Well, I thought not, but so day to day, no. But then when I came back to driving, I realised that it did, yeah. So I did Silverstone. Was it the Grand Prix one? I think it was a Grand Prix in July. So the crash was in May, and the next one I did was July. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so a good couple of
Grand
months then, really. June.
And I was running 6th early on. I remember passing James Thompson into the chicane by the current. What's the current last corner?
Where's this?
Club chicane, Silverstone Grand Prix at the F1 weekend.
Yeah,
because we used to race.
Luffield.
No.
Brooklands.
Club chicane.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So on the national circuit. Yeah.
No, Grand Prix track at the Grand Prix weekend, where they come into the pits now. Where the F1 cars come into the pits. Yeah. Tight left.
Yeah.
I remember passing James Thompson there for 6th, and then I got tired during the race.
Did you?
But mentally tired.
Really? Interesting. You say?
And then dropped back. I dropped back to 8th, I think.
Right. You just sort of faded a little bit.
Yeah. And I remember
you said it changed your personality a little bit. I saw on one interview. You said something like it made you more chatty or something like that. I read that in some journal.
Somebody said that to me. Yeah, I remember somebody saying that too. Oh, right. I don't know. Funny. You'll have to judge that. I don't
think it has. It's just made you bullshit a bit more.
Yeah, probably. I think I'm quite chatty. So I think I'm not very sociable, and my missus thinks I am very sociable.
Yeah, so I think you are, yeah.
So work it out, I don't know. Really.
You've probably mellowed.
I finished running last night and I ended up chatting to this 80-year-old lady. I was looking at the trees opposite where I live, where they'd cut a tree down the other year that I didn't agree with, and we ended up having a chat for 10 minutes about the tree. She knew what they were all called, and so we've had some like spiky stuff grow up now, which I said I'm gonna get rid of that. And then we've been talking 10 minutes. She said, who do you represent anyway? I said, what do you mean, who do you rep? Why are you so interested? I said, well, I live just She thought I was like a arboralist or something.
Amazing.
Who do you represent?
The Tree Society. That's funny.
Arboralist. So I still don't know if that's Jamie or my smash up.
I think that's Jamie's.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
So that
So you ended up racing with Gaz then?
that was a one-off. So that was what did they call those cars? S2000.
Oh, I don't know.
That's an early 2000s touring car, but Class B,
Right.
production class. Was
Right.
it called that? Silverstone.
Right.
Gavin Piper was the driver,
Gavin
and he
Piper,
got
yeah.
banned for doing something naughty. So Gary Ayles, who we both met, put me in for that weekend, and
Yeah.
I got paid, and I won.
Oh,
They
fair
hadn't
play.
won a race yet, so
Right.
yeah, that was Alfa. It was a good little car, that was. Yeah.
Nice. What sort of year was that? 2000?
2004.
Right.
2004, that is.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. Because
Yeah.
Gav Piper used to race with me in Vauxhall
Yeah, he
Junior.
got banned for. He did something naughty and he got banned. Yeah. Can't remember what he did.
I went to buy a house about 2 years ago and turned up and there was some racing pictures on the wall. I said, oh, you into motorsport? Oh, yeah, my brother used to race and did a bit of touring cars. I was like, oh, what's your brother's? And I was like, what's your surname? And he said Piper. And it was Gav Piper's
was it?
brother. Yeah, it's just this random house.
You bought
that
the
I was
house?
at.
Or
No,
you
I didn't actually buy it.
But
in
it was
the end,
one
we
you
were
were
just
looking at.
looking the properties to look at. I was like, no way.
Small world.
Small
isn't it?
world, yeah. So you did Porsche Carrera Cup?
So that's the Super Cup guest car, if you remember.
At
I don't know if they
Silverstone.
still do it. They used to run a one-off guest car
That's right, yeah.
for, it would be celebrities, I mean actual celebrities like actors and people like that, or for F1 drivers, or you name it. It'd be a bit
Yeah.
random, the choice of drivers. But,
Yep.
and I won. I've actually driven it twice. That's the second time, but the first time I did it in '94, I won.
Oh,
And
really?
Only 2 people had won as in the guest car.
That was British Grand Prix support as
Yeah.
well, right? Yeah.
Hakkinen was the first one at Monaco, and I was the second one that won.
That's a good
We were
effort.
the only 2 that won as guests, because it's a really competitive championship.
Oh, yeah,
Really,
Super Cup. It's
really.
like mega
To
competitive.
come in on a weekend in
Yeah.
a car, I'd never driven that car before.
Yeah.
Helped a bit because it was the year the track was changed. Just after Senna's death. Senna was
Oh,
killed
so
in
it was
that
a
May.
90 right at Stowe,
Yeah, they
wasn't
made
it?
some
And then-
chicane. Yeah, and they
Yeah.
they tightened a few of the corners. They
Yeah.
did a real knee-jerk
Yeah, it was weird,
tightening
wasn't
of
it?
the.
Yeah, I remember
and
the
I'd
90.
done the
90.
track already in the Jordan,
Ah, I see.
and then I was in the Super Cup.
Right.
Blitzed it. I was over a second quicker in practice 1.
Really?
It was to the next car.
Weird.
And I think I finished about 15 or 20 seconds in front of Tim Harvey in the race.
Nice.
Uwe Oulton won the race, but his car was bent. He got thrown out because they'd done something to the dampers. They'd been messing about with the car.
Ah, okay.
And I'd lost second gear as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
So I did the second half of the race without second gear.
Oh,
and
really?
still
So
won.
to be
Yeah,
third
yeah.
for the slow
For the
stuff.
second, yeah.
Nice, mate. Nice.
Porsche Super Cup.
So you ended up going out into Japan then, and is that where the
So
opportunities came
that's Macau there. So that's the end of '95
Hmm.
after I'd driven for Andy in Ford. Tom's offered me to do Macau in their Corona, that car's called. Julian Bailey's in the other one.
Oh, right.
So we both got paid to go and do Macau. And again, thought I was driving really well there. I blitzed that as well. I was, again, in first practice, I was 2 seconds faster than Julian, something
Oh,
like
really? You well dialed into the circuit, having done it in F3.
my favourite track, yeah,
it?
the previous 3 years running, so straight in. I crashed in qualifying, so I only qualified 4th.
Right.
I remember the boss, Tachi San, came up and gave me a hard time. I crashed when we'd put the new tyres on, so we started qualifying, then I stopped for the tyres,
Right.
and I crashed on the first lap. I'd done a warm-up lap, and then on the first push lap, I crashed up at the top.
Right.
But I'd still gone fast enough for 4th, or just on the one lap.
Right.
So I started 4th, and he said, you damaged my car. And I said, cockily, don't worry, I'll make it up to you tomorrow. And I won the race. So Winkelhock was leading, and I've caught him and passed him and won the race. So
Nice. Did the business.
yeah. So that was 95, yeah. That's the car.
Nice car.
So that's a front-wheel drive car. Yeah,
Front-wheel drive, is it?
Yeah, they never sold that car in Europe. Quite big, bit like a coupe. It's actually a 4-door, which touring cars had to be, but it kind of looks like a coupe, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's not the same car. So that's in '98, subsequently, I went back to Japan and drove for Tom's in that car.
Ah, I see.
That's called a Chaser. That's a rear-wheel drive car, same engine.
Right. Oh, these look nice.
So that's a GT 500. Yeah, what they call Super GT now.
So you went sort of over there, what, 95?
98. No, in between. So I did 2 years in Britain, 96 and 7 in Volvo.
Yeah.
And then at the end of that, I went back to Japan.
So you just used to fly over there, you never stayed over
no,
there?
No, I lived there.
Oh, did
stayed
you?
there, yeah.
Right.
I did 2 championships the same year, so it was
Did you like board with anyone or anything like that?
We had a block of flats. There was quite a few of us renegades there. Tom Coronel, Norberto Fontana, Peter Dumbreck was there as well.
Yeah.
There were like 4 or 5 Argentinians.
Yeah.
Tom Coronel. We had good fun. Good year of messing about, really. Year of being naughty. Coronel's a bad influence. Good, yeah, great. It's a great time. I remember it with a good affection. Good parties.
It's funny. A lot of people say that DC is a bit of a boy.
Yeah.
And I see you came across. I mean, I don't know DC at all. It comes across as being Mr. Clean Cut.
Proper square. Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently he's a bit of a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That's because that's what I used to think, but I know differently. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that when the camera stops a little bit later.
Yeah, so that's quite a famous car, that Tom's Supra.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
I don't think they still run the same sponsorship, but that was one of the really long-lasting, like a Marlboro McLaren. That they had that car for years and years and years in that colour scheme. One of the iconic sponsors in Japan. Yeah.
I remember like radio control cars with that colour. You know when you made it when you're on the front of a radio control car box, or if you're on the PlayStation box.
Tamiya. Mr. Tamiya died this year. Did you know that?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. No. I'm looking at getting a kit from my lad, actually, because they're still making models, you know.
They make money now on eBay, those.
Oh, yeah. Like 500-600 quid now, aren't they? Yeah.
Gary's got a Lotus 79, JPS Lotus 79.
Radio control?
Tamiya, yeah.
Proper. Yeah, I'm looking at getting something. There's a model shop up near me called Motorsport up near Otley. It's proper. It's been going since 1975. It's proper 50 years old. Oh yeah, it's got like the monster
all
Beetle.
Shelves.
Yeah.
It's
got everything in there. It's got the hot shot, you know.
It's like Mr. Arkwright.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, no, it's nicely done actually. But they do most of their stuff is online. But one of the things that they do is like, you know, the retro re-releases.
Yeah.
So it's all like the Super Champ and the Big Wig and the Monster Beetle and the Boomerang.
So these are all big wheel, like jumpy cars.
But it was the artwork that was on the box and that's what made them.
I used to like the
cool.
race cars, the Pucco race cars. I used to have a Ralt Honda, Formula 2 Ralt Honda.
Oh really? Like foam tyre thing, was it? Or?
Yeah. And I had what was the first one I had? Gary had the Lotus 79 that he's still got. I can't remember what the first one I had was. Celica, Group 5 Celica, German, like a DTM car.
Oh, nice. My brother, one year, I had a Porsche 959, which was the Paris-Dakar car.
Rothmans.
And my brother had the, yes, that's correct, the Rothmans, and my brother had Toyota Celica. They were basically the same car. One had lights and one didn't.
Body.
Yeah, it was exactly the same thing.
I've got to go. Can you stop it?
Yes, mate. Yeah, no worries.
I've got to go. Yeah. That's Group C Toyota.
I'll tell you what, I'll just leave it running and just do it.
All right, I'll be quick. I won't talk about, what was her name? Sarah Beanie.
Yeah, so this is like a Group C.
So that's a Group C Toyota, which I did. That's a shakedown at Donington, which Bob Berridge paid me to do. So he prepared and ran various Group C cars. He had quite a nice fleet. He owned some, clients owned some. So that was a car they spent a couple of years building, and then they sold it. That's a Toyota 92 CV, I think it's called, V8 turbo.
It's a beautiful car, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful.
Proper
the same thing
fast
again,
car, same car, So V8 twin turbo. It's around 93, 92, 93, the era of the car, I think.
Right. Is this a time attack car or something?
No, that's Argentinian touring car, 2-litre touring car, similar to ours, which was a one-off at Buenos Aires. They got me back 2004, that is.
Right.
So it was a 2-driver race. Menu was in the race. David Leslie. Who else did they get? A few of us went and did the race from Europe. Half a dozen of us, because they needed 2 drivers for that. So I was with Norberto Fontana, who I met in Japan a few years before, and he was the main driver for that team.
Always when it's in racing, it's about personal relationships, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about who knows who.
It's such a small world. It's who you know.
Yeah.
It's a very small world. So
well, it is in life, full stop, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about just getting on with people, and then you're networking as they
Well, you've got to do a good job, obviously, but a lot of stuff happens by who you know.
Yeah. Gaz sent me this. What was this? It was something about
like
Macau.
it's a program from Sugo's the track in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that'll be a '98 program. Don't know how he's got the program. I never remember having that, unless it's a poster.
Which car did you race on then?
That silver and red one there, which is the Toyota, and the sister car's that one.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. They're actually all Toyotas, apart from there's a Cavalier and a Subaru. That was. Yeah.
So you were able to make a living doing that out there?
Yeah. That was professionally quite a good year. Unfortunately, touring cars died that year, so that was the last ever year of their 2-litre touring cars. Was that year? My teammate won the championship, Masanori Sekia, who was quite a well-known driver, the first Japanese to win Le Mans, which is a big deal.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They bow to Le Mans, and he was the first Japanese to win it. Yeah.
Nice.
A good driver.
So you came back to the UK to do...
So this is 2003. We did...
Is this GTO?
No, this is in Europe. This is FIA GT.
Oh, okay.
3 in Europe. That's actually Tim Mullen, I think, driving.
Oh, okay,
he was my teammate, but that's my car.
Yeah.
It's Tim's set. It's not my helmet, it's Tim.
Burt Mullen, yeah. I see Sherwood Timber. I see him's helmet now.
So that was Sam Lee, Hong Kong businessman who partnered up with Ferrari UK, and we ran 2 cars.
So you got the Club Fiorano logo. I used to work for Club Fiorano back in the day,
So they had quite a nice colour scheme on the cars, and then we did the whole championship in Europe, and then we did Sebring and Le Mans in a 550.
Oh, I think I've got
a drive car. Yeah, that
photo.
car.
Yeah, lovely.
So that's at Le Mans.
Right.
Yeah, beautiful car. That's also Le Mans. Yeah.
Who was your teammate? So was that
Davison and Darren Turner.
and DT.
So we.
That's the same photo. There you go.
That's at Le Mans on the. That's like the parade day, the sort of day off where you go around town getting your medals and.
Look how young you guys look there. Isn't it funny?
Yeah, Anthony's probably 22 there, 21, 22.
Yeah.
Good year that was.
I just remember Ant Davison. He used to do junior TKM when I was in seniors. Yeah, he was always very good. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have a bigger career in F1 actually, because he was very good.
I agree. I don't know how it ended with Toyota. He ended up. I shouldn't say because I don't know, but I don't think he wanted to stop with Toyota Group C.
Right.
They weren't called Group C then.
Right.
But anyway, they replaced him, and I don't think he's driving now, is he?
Don't know.
He's mainly doing TV stuff.
Yeah, TV, maybe he have a little run out in Goodwood.
I think he runs the Mercedes simulator driver program.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, I know he does because I know one of our drivers is having an interview with him for a job.
Do you know the funny thing? Like, so I'm a Banbury boy, right? And so my dad's garage was in Bloxham. I went to primary school in Bloxham.
Did you? I lived in Bloxham for 5 years.
This is what I was going to say. Like for me, like, you know, my primary school was in Bloxham. I went to the Warrener. You know, that was my thing, and I was kind of into racing and got more and more into racing. And then it was like all of these lads that I was reading about in autosport just suddenly like moved into Bloxham. So there was like Dave Leslie. I knew you were there. Yeah, Dave Leslie lived in Bloxham. Yeah, my dad sort of knows Jane and the boys and sees them around in town. They're still in the area. It was obviously you, Pete Dumbreck, Darren Turner, and you were all
very close.
Like, all these like DTM boys were like arrived in
around there. That's right. Yeah.
So you lived in Bloxham for a while.
Yeah, and so Darren's house was halfway between Bloxham and Atterbury.
Okay.
On that road there. Yeah. No. Out the back of Bloxham,
no,
the other way, going the other way. Yes, correct.
He was up at the top of the hill on the right-hand side.
That's where I used to run, that triangle. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
The Gatehouse, it was called. And
That's
they
right,
built,
yeah.
and then it became the road.
It was
onto an
literally on the
estate.
road. It was fairly sort of squarish
that's
building.
it.
Yeah.
High
I just
on.
remember you were there, and I was just like,
Yeah.
Darren Turner's moved in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So were you sharing that as
No.
well? Or was that, so
No,
you
I
were
had
in
my own
Bloxham
place.
itself, were you?
When he had that house, I lived in Adderbury,
Right.
and then I moved to Bloxham,
Whereabouts do you live in Adderbury then?
in the High Street,
Oh, okay.
opposite the grocer's shop. If you know where that is, a little.
I only
there's
know the
one-
coach and horses.
there's only one
in
road.
there by the pubs.
There's only
with
one
the red
road,
line.
yeah.
And yeah.
200 metres from the coach and horses downhill.
Okay, down towards the
Yeah,
stream.
towards
sort
the
of direction.
church.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
not as far as the stream.
Yeah.
Close to the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all my old
We
stomping
didn't know
ground,
each
that
other
is.
then, did we?
No, I didn't. No. It was funny. I was to say when everyone like moved into the area.
So we won the class at Sebring.
Oh, it's Sebring, is it?
Yeah, that's Sebring, 12 hours. And I got sick, I had to stop driving.
Oh, really?
I made myself sick by drinking too much water, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, which is a real thing.
Random.
Peter Cox, I remember, it was really hot and humid, and I was drinking water but in the build-up, which I don't normally do.
Right.
So it was basically just a shock to my body.
Oh, really?
And I got, while I was driving, I said on the radio,
Not
I
feeling
don't
so
feel
good.
very good.
Right.
And I threw up, got out of the car and threw up. It was just water.
Really?
Yeah.
What a random
And then
thing.
went to the medical
Was
centre.
it cold water?
Yeah.
Because I've seen that being
But
done
I don't,
before.
yeah, it might have been that. That might have been the problem. But it was so warm that I can't imagine the water would have been cold for long. So I had it in a
Right.
bottle. It was 90 degrees, something
It was
like
just
that.
a shock to the system.
Yeah,
so
just
much.
too much water. And
Yeah.
I remember Peter Cox telling me, because he was in the team, he said, I've done that before.
Yeah.
It's when you do something that you don't normally do, but
Yeah.
to an excess.
It gives it massive
Yeah.
equilibrium.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, so I used to do a walk around the sort of Bloxham area. It was a 24-hour walk that I did called the Tour de Triggs. 56 miles it was, 24 hours of
Wow.
walking. And I remember
Oh my God.
drinking cold water out of what was an aluminium flask back
Yeah.
then. And if you drank, because it was freezing cold, it was in like December,
Yeah.
and drinking that and being sick after that, it was just a shock to the
Right.
system. Similar sort of thing, but obviously not quantity.
Can I
but
ask why you went walking in December in the middle of the night? Would it?
Just, no. It wasn't dogging or anything like that. It was,
Sounds weird. I
It's
could
what
think
we
of
do
better
in
things to do.
Oxfordshire,
Right,
mate. It's what
okay.
Oxfordshire people do. You ain't from round these parts, are you, boy?
Not me. No. Don't know where that is. Don't know what that
That's
is.
it's clearly Ferrari sort of time, though,
Look,
by the looks of
grumpy.
the background.
Thoughtful. That's a pro drive car also. That's a test day in Aston, GT3 Aston.
Right. And the ASCAR
Oh,
days.
ASCAR, look at that colour scheme.
Yeah. Cold
so
trickle.
that's his championship I should have won. I led it until the very last race,
Yeah.
and Colin White took me out, and he'll say he led it, he should have won it, and I took him out, but he took me out.
Really?
And Nicholas Manassian won he came from third and won the championship at the last
No
round.
way.
You used to get like 6,000 points. There was
Right.
hundreds of points a weekend there.
Right,
So I think
right.
you finished the season on 5,500 points or something.
Right.
in NASCAR. So he came from third and won the championship.
Funny. I remember there being some quite big names in there. So it was you,
Jason was in it that year.
Manassian, Verge was in there.
Darren Manning was in it.
Oh, yeah. was
John
Dad in it?
Binkley ran a team. Colin McRae did a race, but he wasn't in that year. He raced the year after. No, he did do one race that year, yeah.
Yeah.
The main ones were Darren, Turner,
Yeah.
Jason,
Yeah. Mega competitive by the sounds of it.
Darren Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good that year.
Kelvin Burt had the perfect ASCAR weekend at Rockingham in England. With a hat-trick of victories, he took the lead in the championship ahead of Colin White. Burt is a former British touring car and Porsche GTO racer, and he led from start to finish in all three races. The event was at the 1.5-mile banked oval, the only one in England. Burt setting fastest laps in each event. The final race had to be stopped and restarted after British touring car champion Jason Plato's number 76 car smashed into the wall on lap 2. Kevin McGarity in car number 48, who races for MG at Le Mans, attempted an audacious move inside Plato into turn 1 and made contact. Plato speared into the wall at high speed and was collected by Mark Proctor in number 12, who was following close behind. Both Plato and Proctor were unable to take part in the restarted race, with Plato's championship hopes seriously dented as a result.
Yeah, it was good that year. So they found some money, or Bob Berridge persuaded them to pay a few of us to do it. So they got some names in to try and lift it up, which they did. But then they did that for a year, and then they decided they didn't want to pay any wages, so it trickled back down. But the biggest negative on that is the weather, basically. There's too many days
when it's raining,
or damp, or anything that's not dry.
That alone killed Rockingham, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there's too many
when
days.
the Indy cars went there and you just couldn't run, and then they laid the surface incorrectly, didn't they? It was something like
there was a spring of water coming through the.
Yeah, but it was something to do with the. Someone, I'm sure, will correct me on what it was that caused this. It was something to do with, like, you've got a top layer, and then you've got like the waterproof layer, and then you've got the base layer, and then the hardcore, whatever it is. One of the layers had been put the wrong way around, and it allowed the water to soak.
We were there that day. There was water coming up through the surface, really? And obviously they can't run.
Yeah.
And there was so many days where you end up playing five-a-side, or picking your nose, or looking at your phone waiting for the track to dry, and that's what killed it. That plus
playing Snake, as it would have been back then.
I mean, that car, nobody buys that car in Europe or drives it, so does that mean it should or shouldn't happen? I don't know. The concept was good.
Really much commercial backing for it.
I guess you want to connect with the car, because the Americans and again, especially the Aussies, they're GM or Ford, aren't they?
Yeah.
But you don't get that in Europe.
Well,
really.
in Europe you have. It's more like you have lots of Ford loyalty, or Vauxhall loyalty, or Renault loyalty, whatever it is. You'll have that brand loyalty, but that doesn't really. There's not really much loyalty to it.
It's good though. Interesting racing. What I'd never really bothered about looking at before, but I learned quite a lot about setting the cars up. You don't go fast if the car isn't right. Doesn't matter who you are.
Right.
Plato, me, Darren. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The car goes fast when you get the car right.
Right. So car setup
and
is absolutely
and
crucial.
the whole car's twisted in terms of corner weights and spring rates.
It's like negative camber or something like that on them.
Positive camber, yeah.
Positive camber.
Negative camber's more normal for circuits, but
it's the other way
tyres
around.
lean in basically. But the whole car leans in.
Right.
And you have to. They don't go straight on the straight because the whole car's like this. So on the straight you have to counter steer, and then in the corners, if it's right, you can almost let go.
Really?
You basically make the car go round a left-hand corner with no scrub.
Light,
and no oversteer.
Did you have to get some of the American engineers over to?
No, I don't think. Well, not my memory. I drove for RML, Ray Malek, and their guys sorted the car. They sussed out. They sussed out how to make it go. We ended up measuring all the tyres. You measure them that way, because they're all different. They're cross plies. They're not radial, so there's more differences in the sizes.
Yeah.
Quite big differences in circumference. So what you do is you measure them all, log what you've got, and then you make pairs with different offset rears in particular.
Yeah.
And you can tune the car just with a set of tyres, basically. The size, I'm not talking about whether the tyre's good or not, it's just the difference in size makes it turn more or less.
Really? So it's quite a particular science.
And there was a mandatory pit stop, so you could, if you'd got understeer, you just say it understeers or it oversteers, and then they would pick different tyres for the pit stop.
Really?
And you fix it like that, yeah.
Just on a change of tyre?
Just on rolling circumference.
Wow.
That's it, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was the photo that I was supposed to put on earlier.
McLaren Autosport Awards.
Look at that.
Here we got this.
McRae.
Coulthard.
Yeah. Dave Richards.
McRae. Dave Richards. Is that Guy Smith, maybe? Or is it somebody older than Guy Smith?
Not sure.
Johnny Herbert, Senna.
Yeah.
Me. It's not Guy Smith because he's... Whoever that is my age. Is he a rally driver?
Don't know, maybe. Not Mackinnon or someone like that, was it? I don't
know. Stuck on that one.
Yeah.
Got the rest of them.
Cropper, some good names there though,
mate.
Some good names. Oh, you've got to talk me through this.
I knew you were going to get this.
All evening
Oh,
Fantastic.
thank you, buddy.
All right, cheers. Yep.
I'll give it one.
Oh, is he? He's fallen over, bless him.
Oh,
Yeah. He's just having a
guy-
bit of a trip. All right. You all right, pal?
you okay?
Yeah,
you dropped the
I
keys.
nearly did that on the way in.
Yeah.
You all right?
You're right.
Okay.
You all right, pal?
Cheers.
No problem. Oh God, yeah. It just caught him as he went.
It says mind your head. It should say mind your feet.
Mind your foot. Yeah. Bless it. I just caught it. I looked away and I just heard a noise. Then I saw the keys down there. I was at the keys, and then I saw him.
Maybe he was looking up and he tripped over. Mind my head.
bless.
Oh, shite.
We're about to see a bigger one now, mate. This is.
So I knew you were gonna find this.
That is proper, mate.
Yeah.
That is proper. So you'd done the
That
move,
guy's
though,
got there
haven't
before the marshal.
So that will bring out a red flag.
I think they replay it in a minute.
you? Yeah, yeah.
So his first lap.
And
I wonder who that guy was that came running up. That's not a marshal.
there's the aftermath. That car's actually cleared.
So they replay it in a minute. I'd just taken third going into the complex. So it's what they call the complex. There it's 3 corners.
Yeah.
Right, left, right. As I'm talking to the doctor. And then the guy I just passed had a go back at me on the last one, and the 3 corners, Campbell, Cobb, Seagrave. Nobody ever passes on Seagrave, which is the third one, which is where that happened.
Yeah.
So I didn't even look. Oh, this is just a long distance.
I see. Oh,
right
yeah,
over the
yeah.
fence. The other.
Proper. It's like a high jump, mate.
Yeah. So there you go. So I've just passed him there.
Okay, yeah.
The red
yeah,
car.
Yeah. So you think that's done and dusted?
Yeah, done
now?
and dusted. So this next corner
So he's
leads
just
out.
kept
So
his foot in because you.
yeah, and he's
Oh, that was a silly move. Why does he
really
keep his
soft.
foot in?
Yeah. Good professionalism off the camera, man. I have to say.
Oh yeah.
See the 2 ladies walking there.
Holy crap.
So they've just walked past. A bit blurry there, but I've watched it. They walk, but obviously they hear the noise and they look back like that. And then they just carry on walking.
No
Like, yeah,
way.
anyway, so he said and I said and she said. Not thinking that we were walking there 5 seconds before that.
Wow.
So they got all the guns and whistles out there.
Was this? Did this?
Paul Trafford,
It probably looks more spectacular.
Yeah,
than
it was
actually
fine.
was.
It
It
was
was because it
nothing.
dissipated the energy, right?
It was no impact to nothing. And I can remember thinking,
Do you look like you just got out of bed? That's amazing.
God's honest truth, what I thought as it went over. So I've just passed the guy, and then it's gone over on the next corner. Just the first bit of roll like that. Not a word of a lie. I thought, fuck, I'm gonna have to pass him back now.
Oh really?
Was as it was going up like
Yeah,
that, but
yeah,
then it
yeah,
obviously got
Yeah.
bigger and bigger and bigger
Yeah.
and bigger and bigger, and then I've ended up with a car that wasn't going to pass anybody back. And I got in the ambulance here. These 2 guys, the St John's ambulance.
Oh, I
think they
love
are,
a bit
yeah,
of
they
St
strapped
John's.
me
You
in.
can't beat a bit of St John's, to be fair.
I think a couple of gay guys who get in the front and they start arguing because they don't know which way it is. So I'm strapped down in the back like this. I can't move, and I'm telling them how to get to them. Do we go back that way or do it? Oh, I don't know. Do we go around there? So I'm telling the quickest way is just straight down the middle of the runway, and I can't point. I'm trying to point. I've got my hand like this strapped down because they got me strapped. By the way, why am I strapped down? You stay there. So I sent them down the runway. You know where the planes take off down the middle.
That way?
Yeah. Because they didn't know whether they had to go all the way right back around the track. 'Cause this is obviously they've suspended the race to do all that.
It's like the Black Knight in Monty Python.
Yeah,
Come back,
yeah,
I'll bite your ankles.
Yeah. And actually, Jason and Darren were racing. They both came to see me in the medical centre because they'd seen it. Everyone had seen it on the telly because it was live. It was a touring car weekend,
Oh,
so
really?
it was all
Yeah,
live
yeah,
on TV.
Yeah.
And I'd had loads of people trying to phone me up because they'd all seen it live on telly.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get my phone. My phone was in the truck or somewhere.
It was a decent shunt, to be fair.
Yeah, and my mum was there, and she left. I was ringing my mum from the medical centre to say I was all right, and she left her bloody phone in the car, so she didn't know that I was all right, and she didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no after effects of
No,
that.
I
though,
just
so
did, I
wasn't-
was dizzy. It messed all my inner ear up, so
Right.
I lost my balance for a bit. Yeah, a couple of weeks. It was quite bad the next couple of days. You know how it works, your inner ear. It's like
No,
a
it's like a fluid, isn't it?
complex system of fluid, yeah, with hairs and crystals in, and it all gets
really?
mixed up. Yeah. So basically, you go back to being a 2-year-old and learning to walk.
Oh, really?
Can
Do you know
walk
what
when
I've
you're
got?
two?
The what,
Younger than
sorry?
that. Can a 2-year-old walk? 18 months then.
Oh yeah, 13 months. Yeah, 13
Okay,
months. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you go back to that basically because it gets all mixed up.
Do you know it's funny when you get older? I don't know if it's the viscosity of the fluid or what it is, but I've got more travel sick since I've been about mid-40s. I can't do much in-car stuff, and I certainly can't do in-car stuff with a full-faced helmet.
Right.
And if it's got no aircon, that's me.
Interesting.
I lost about 3 laps last time I
Okay,
tried to do
I'm not-
swing car.
I've had it a couple
coaching.
of times, but not that bad. I've had it bad once where it was exhaust fumes in the car.
Yeah.
That's quite bad and serious potentially as well. So that I had to stop once because of that. Not very often. I've had it a couple of times. It's usually with a shit driver, isn't it? People with no coordination.
Yeah. Just anyone but yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Well, you know when you're going to lift off, so you tense your body. Plus, you brace yourself with the wheel. When you're a passenger, you haven't got that bracing.
Yeah. Do you know what the
And
funny
you're
thing
always,
is though?
you're a tenth of a second behind everything that's happening. Whereas when you're the driver, you're not. Because,
You know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is though, I've always felt comfortable when you're with a super fast driver, even if they're going like absolutely flat out.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember sitting in the passenger seat of like people like Kevin Magnussen. I sat in the passenger seat of him in a Radical, learning bridge GP circuit for the first time, and I strapped myself in, nice and I was just ballast there really. I wasn't doing any instructing, but you just felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Because they knew it. When they were flat into cops, flat with a little lift and using every bit of the exit.
You can tell that they know what they're doing.
They would just know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They felt more comfortable than you are with someone in like, I don't know, like a Peugeot 205 on their first lap they've ever, because they're not braking and they're just on the wrong line, and it's just,
people that are reacting to everything instead of in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Everything's reactionary. But again, they're half a second behind the car.
Yeah.
And they're the one driving it. Yeah.
And you're trying to be in control of the car. It's really verbal.
Without a steering wheel or
Yeah.
We had actually, when I worked at Jim Russell School, because I went back as an instructor, we had Jan Magnussen there. I remember.
Okay.
I can still remember the day where this Danish guy from the Federation brought 2 guys from karting, Jan Magnussen, and the other one was called Kenneth Christensen, I think, to try the cars. They'd only done karts, and Jan was straight away, obviously you could see he knew what he was doing. He was sideways around the whole track.
Yeah, just quick.
And they're all the instructors, like Andy Pardo we had, and Malcolm, slow car 7, slow.
Really?
And so we're stationed around the track, and you're not supposed to be driving like that. But I was also around the track, and I thought, no, he knows exactly what
Just
he's
knows
doing.
what's going on.
I didn't slow him or say anything, because you've got to be able to see that bloke knows what he's doing. What he's doing.
Yeah. His lad was very good as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting actually because Kevin has won less on paper than Jan did, but
Actually
Kevin
did
had a
better
bigger
at the
Formula
top
One
level. Yeah, true.
I think they were.
I don't know
quite
where it went
similar.
wrong for Jan. He was a bit too much rough diamond the first year with Jackie. The year after F3, he was a bit too rough diamond. I think he was still smoking and probably not that fit, and maybe even drinking, and a bit too leery for Jackie.
Yeah.
But he'd won 14 F3 races, so that they were going to have him, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then there was a gap, and then he came back. Is that right? He did DTM. Am I right? Did he do DTM?
Yeah, he didn't really embrace DTM though, did he?
And then he came back to F1, but I think I'm right with that.
It was almost like a psychological thing that he took DTM as a bit of a back step rather than as an opportunity to rebuild his career. It was almost like a psychological thing. And then who was he against in DTM? Was he like against Darren Turner and
So
who
that'd
else
be 93, 6.
I'm trying to think. Whoever
Ollie Gavin was in it for a while.
I think
time.
whoever
And
had
then
come like
all the
from a
Germans
lower step and went in
did
ended
better.
up doing better than him, and he'd come from a top step going down, and he he like won one race or something.
So you'd have all the you'd have Klaus Ludwig and Oulton and all the German names, Schneider, Bernd Schneider and all that lot, who were good anyway. And then they had a young programme, didn't they? So there was Darren, Peter.
Yeah.
Ollie Gavin was in Opel.
Right.
And Ollie did DTM and came back to F3, do you remember? And then he won F3 with a year's gap.
Yeah.
So he finished second to me in 93, then he did DTM, and then he won F3 in 95. He came back to it. I'm sure that's the right order.
Yeah. I've got quite a funny story actually with Dumbreck and Turner. So they did a one-off event. I can't remember if I've got this on the podcast already. It's quite a funny one. They did a one-off event at Bedford for Caterham, and it was just to do a bit of work in the UK for whatever reason. I won't go into the reasons, but they needed to do a bit of work in the UK, let's say. And they were the Works DTM Mercedes drivers. So this was a Caterham experience day. Barfi was running it at Bedford. He'd asked me to come along, just an instructor. Yeah, okay, I'll come and earn me a couple £100 or what it is. Fuckstick and Dumbfuck, as they were known as by Barfi at least, turned up, and at Bedford at the time they used to do noise tests. I don't know if you've been there on a track day, but they'll do noise testing before you get anywhere near the track. Before you get to the cabin, and Marshall will be stood there in a MSV
I have,
right, are you taking this on track? They wouldn't ever listen to the answer. They would noise test you anyway. So I'd rock up in my 306 diesel, and they'd noise test my 306 diesel. Yeah. And these boys turn up in their like left hooker, whatever they are, breathed on AMG Mercs. Both do a rolling burnout in the noise test. So that the fucking marshals are going absolutely spastic. So we're in the hospitality suite at this time, and we're just hearing this noise on the radio from like they've gone by, they've just done there's smoke everywhere, and they've just done this rolling burner. And so like I'm in the back of this hospitality area. I'm literally getting interchanged into whatever, I can't remember if it's Caterham gear, but I'm getting like the Caterham. So I'm like in my kegs, down to my kegs, just literally in my kegs. This marshal storms in to this, like the end of this hospitality. You've got a Mercedes. You've got a Mercedes. You've taken the mickey.
He's pointing at you.
It was you. What had happened is these marshals, like steam coming out the ears, had pointed it, and they'd say, "Oh yes,
but they'd lost him somehow, or he'd lost them, and they
fuck off in there."
Right, he's in there.
Yeah, he's in there. So I'm like in my keg stood there. I'm like,
brilliant.
You what, mate? What? It's like, you've just done you've done a big rolling burnout. Who do you think you are? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
The one-off day they did it to Bedford.
Funny,
mate. So I think we're almost to the end now.
Cool.
This is near the end of your life. You're just
brilliant!
About
Thank you.
Now. Yeah,
you make me feel so good.
We're about to do your obituary now.
Yeah, that's more recent. That was a Jaguar event in Portimao where I got to demo that. Very lucky. That's the actual car that won Le Mans. That's from the museum at Jaguar.
Oh, really?
That's the actual winning car. Yeah.
Nice.
When they won in '88, which was the first time since the 50s, obviously. So small, the car. You can see how big I am. Look how low that car is.
Yeah.
So small compared to the modern, and short front to back as well.
It's funny because
what's that? 1.5 times me if I lie down.
Yeah.
It's so small, the car.
Because it's funny, at the time they look a big car, but when you compare them to like a modern F1 car,
that's like half of a current LMDH in every direction. Yeah. So small.
Yeah.
Especially the height. It's only just above my hips, look, the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super compact, super low.
Yeah, nice honour to drive the car.
Looks like you've driven quite a few.
So these were,
F1
that's FW06 Gold Leaf Lotus 72. That is the same as did the JPS one won the championship, didn't it? It was the Ronnie Peterson one. It's the same car. Yeah, the 72. That
this
car.
One. Yeah.
There was a JPS one that Ronnie Peterson drove.
Right.
Those were all from a magazine article. Donington.
Ah, is that what that was for then?
Yeah.
Right, so just
it's a Ram. Right,
right, okay.
1980s car.
Right.
What we're doing, that's in India. So that was last year.
Yeah, so we're on to more sort of up-to-date coaching is what you've done just
so
recently.
I do a bit of race engineering, coaching. This is IRL, Indy Racing League, which they do in the same way that they do the cricket. So the teams are all named after cities. So my team was Chennai.
Right.
So I basically engineer and run the car. He's the team principal. John Lancaster's one of the drivers, and then each team has a girl driver. Can't remember, it's Indian girl. Can't remember her name. Mode Ryan, Indian boy, and Sai Sanjay was another driver. That's not him. So you have 2 cars and 4 drivers in the team, and it's a little mini, like a 5-round series.
Right.
Around the cities. Quite good. And they tend to take a lot of staff from Europe to run it.
Right.
Although this year they haven't. They've done it in-house this year, so I don't know how it's gone. Cause we
probably learnt the ropes a little bit.
We didn't. Well, we'll see. I was hoping to go back, but we'll see if we're back next year. They cut it back quite a bit this year.
Right.
Yeah. That's the same event.
Okay,
Same event. Chennai Turbo Riders. Also, that's
W Series,
F4. Yeah, W Series. Sorry,
yeah.
W Series first season. That is. Yeah.
How does it work with that? Were you a general engineer?
No, we had 1 car each, so that was my car. Did she win it? That's Marta Garcia. I think she won it 1 year.
Okay.
That's the first season, anyway.
So do you get involved in still Formula stuff now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, coaching F4. I'm doing Saudi F4 next month. That's done very similar to that, where it's going to be centrally run and they just ship the staff in. So High-Tech run all the cars as they were then.
Yeah.
And bring the engineers and the mechanics in. Yeah. And Dale's my mechanic. He's there this year again because I got sent a picture of him today.
Right.
In a similar pose to that, or something a bit ruder. But knowing Dale is ruder. Yeah. So I've done that pretty constantly all the way through, coaching and running cars. I do Middle East F4, Middle East Formula Regional, which is like it's a funny name, Regional. That's basically a Formula Renault car, Formula 3 level, Formula 3 level car.
So it sounds like you're really busy, as well as the GT.
World I've had a
stuff.
full year of that
GT,
with Garage 59, GT World Series, and
Series,
GT Open, and GT Open. There are 2 separate series, but we do both.
Yeah.
So.
And you won just at the weekend. I think I might have a shot of.
We won, yeah.
There you go.
That's Magny Court, where we were up the front. Yeah. Well, we won. We had a really good weekend, front row of the grid. First win for McLaren since 2016.
Yeah. Mega.
Yeah, it's funny. So Joe Osborne spotted me on the grid.
Right.
You know who that is, don't you?
Yeah.
So he's the main commentator, or the main expert commentator, and he'd seen me on the monitor.
Right.
And he sent the film crew to interview me on the grid.
And
I got back to the pits, and half the mechanics, I don't know why they hadn't asked, or they didn't know who I was, and obviously they'd all seen me on the. So why are they talking to you then?
Amazing.
They're asking,
Well, that's kind of one of the reasons why. It's funny actually. That's how the conversation went with Gary today, because this is actually a photo I took from the gym. Remember I sent you a message?
Told me,
from the
saw
gym.
It in the gym.
I was in Malta doing. This was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and this happened to be on TV, and I was like, that's cool. Garage 59 are leading it, and then there's Kelvis on there, and I was like, I've got to get a shot of this, and I managed to get the shot. But that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because people don't realise some of what the coaches background is, or what that person's actually doing.
Part of it's me, because I don't go and tell everyone how brilliant I am, because that's not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's down to the team manager, and he should basically gen all the team up if he thinks he needs to, as to who this guy is that turns up every week. They all know now, but where are we? October. It took the whole year. This was in July or August.
Yeah.
That's Magny Court. I think it was July.
Yeah, but
anyway, they know now. But Because then you replay it backwards and you think, so have they spent the last 6 months wondering who this random bloke? Why does he always turn up in the garage and he's eating our food and he's who does he think he is?
It's like, you know, he's just like, it's just a bit quiet. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you know, I've been around a long time, so the mechanics are 21, 22, some of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could be my grandkids, but they see me talk to the owner and the boss.
Yeah.
And then they can put 2 and 2 together.
Well, this is the thing that, you know, when you're working with Garage 59, for instance, you know, it's like, do you realise, you know, Andrew was top level racer.
Yeah.
He was McLaren Autosport Young Driver of the Year in what, 96, 97?
And they didn't.
Do you realise how competitive that was and what level he was at?
Yeah.
And it's not because they might just see him as grumpy Scotsman on a race weekend.
So then they find out we raced together for one season in the Ferrari. We were together that year.
Yeah.
He did the longer races as the third driver.
Yeah.
And so we had this one night, and they said, "Oh, so who was the quickest then?" And I didn't answer. And Andrew said he was probably. So then,
have I got to mute that bit so you get paid for the?
No. So then, you know, then the mechanics kind of work out why I'm there, I guess.
Yeah.
Good outfit. I've had a good year. Very professional team.
Yeah.
Really top level team. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy working with them.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, mate, that's brought us up to so the next thing is funeral, really, isn't it? that's all that's left, really.
Who was I talking to the other day? And we were talking about quality of life and what you spend your money on or what you spend your time on. It was somebody my age, and the guy said, "So you know, don't worry about saving money. What have you got left? 25 years, something like that." And he said, "Nobody's ever actually boxed it like that.
Yep.
25 years is not
That's
very
what you've
long.
got to do. Let's work out how many minutes
25,
that is.
25 years left, maybe."
Yeah, it all goes in the blink of an eye.
Anyway, it's all right. I'm happy with what's happened. It could have been better, but it's good enough.
Yeah, no, it's good, mate. It's good.
Yeah.
You've got, you know, I said in the intro that you've got a mega reputation, and you know, you're well respected in the industry, and yeah.
I'm still earning a good living and enjoying it, and I don't really chase any. It happens. I don't chase anything really.
Yeah.
It's still going years after I finish driving, so I must be doing something right.
It's funny to see, actually, because your brother, actually, he obviously, he's a big fan, and I know your brother more than I know you, I suppose.
Yeah, you do.
I spent more time with him, and yeah, he's obviously was, you know, he's a big fan, because he was like, oh yeah, he got pole position on that, he had a mega thing.
He knows more than he can remember more than I can.
Yeah. Well,
Marlborough Masters, I got pole position at the Marlborough Masters F3. I've still got the lap record there. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, lots of places I've gone like that and done. Yeah.
Mega.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Kelv.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been a nice night. Better go and get some grub. You need to disappear off to.
Well, we're doing the dinner and then I'm going Monza.
Yeah.
A bit later.
You got a cheap motel tonight instead, haven't you?
Yeah. Looking forward.
Yeah. Top job. Thanks,
Cool.
mate.
All right, mate.
Cheers.
Thank you.